Hello, there we go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to
Episode 7. This is Shadows of Sybil.
Shadows of Sybil. My brain went stitch, sounds, and then I was like, hang on, I just got to stop for a second. And
Rex,
let the brain file through every. I just realized I weirdly
again.
have an affinity for things with S names. You know, Stitch of Fate. I really should have read. I should have been like Mike. Hang on, just like think about it for a second. You've already got SOS 1 and 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shadows of Sybil, season 3 of the SOS trilogy. Hope you guys are all having fun. Thank you guys for swinging over. It's been a week of, I think, anxiety for some of these players. Ava in particular has been, I think, losing her mind.
Yes.
I've seen many Ava-related Instagrams and TikToks.
Yeah. I've just been thinking, all right? I've been thinking.
Yeah, you have been. I'm very excited to see where these thoughts end up leading you.
Yeah.
But before we get to any of that, as always, I just want to say thank you guys. Again, I know I've said it for like 7 weeks now, but the show wouldn't happen without you. And even now, I'm still so excited. I can't believe we're 7 episodes in. I don't want it to end already. I'm not ready. But I'm so happy to be back. And because of you guys, we are back. So if you guys want to support us and support Roll For It for, working with us and getting this 3rd season out there, please head over to youtube.com/rollforit. Give them a sub. You can watch all of our old SOS series there, as well as Just Around the Corner, which a ton of people have gone back and watched in the past couple of weeks. I've realized, like, seen a lot of conversation about it, but that makes sense because Ida kind of made a little bit of a cameo, and if people want more context on her, you can go get it. And then, so yeah, please check them out at youtube.com/rollforit. They're awesome people over there, and they've got a brand new show starting next Saturday, which takes place 4-ish hours before this show takes place. So if you enjoy that, if you need more D&D in your life, you can do that and then roll right over and watch us. And if you want to watch the VOD immediately, and if you missed it, if you're a sub here on Twitch, you'll get the VOD instantaneously, or it'll be free on YouTube in about 2 days over at the Roll For It YouTube, like we just said. All the monetary things, like the subs, the bits, all that stuff goes directly to Shadows of Sybil. This show, it goes to paying all of the cast, all of the guest cast, the art, all the like screens you've seen were all, paid works. It's because of you guys that we've been able to do it. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. And Ava, and then Tracy had her own art made of Ava, which is regularly shown off in the Discord.
Yep.
Which you can go join.
I reached out to an emote artist to get an Ava emote.
Oh wow!
So,
I'm excited. All right, yeah,
Our
all right.
burrito was
Ava emote.
approved. So the
Our burrito was
Yay!
I want to let you know the banana hammock grant are still pending.
Okay.
Oh, no!
There's a banana in a hammock. So,
I need that.
There's a banana in a hammock. I did, but there's a burrito in chat. It is ready to go for all of you. So we'll get Ava added as soon as we have one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. What? Oh, do you want to give us like a little teaser as to what? Is it just like her face, or is it?
It's like a chibi style emote, like a lot of
cute,
emotes
yeah.
that you see of Ava. Her winking, holding a rose. So.
Oh, that's I like
so
that.
cute.
Oh man, it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
sad when we have to say goodbye to her.
Dude,
it's gonna be
somebody.
real sad.
Quick side
All 4
note.
of them.
Somebody in my Discord recently was like, "Oh, I just ended like a 3-year campaign, and it's really hard to have a character like after that. Like, you feel like you lose part of yourself because."
You do.
And I was like, I'm gonna feel that way at the end of because Ava is my longest running character I've ever had.
Wow, I didn't know that's
we've been
awesome.
playing since 2018. We've been,
Fuck.
and it's like. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like you lose like a part of yourself. Like, and it's really, I don't even want to think of. So I'm like, I'm gonna cherish every episode that we have because this is the last.
It's crazy to think that, man. I can't
2018, dude.
I can't believe that 820. Because I've had one character like that. I had there was like a 5 or 6 year campaign. I was player. I had never DM'd at that point, and we ended it, and it was like a level 1 to 20 campaign. And putting that character away was like. Can't like there's a part of him that like honest to God, a part of Grant is like that character a little bit, like just like his like obscene comments.
Mm-hmm.
But like you feel like you put it like there's a set of dice that I retired because they were his dice and stuff, and you can always revisit it in your mind and stuff. But it's an experience. But I think that's why the ending is so you can't go forever. If you go forever, it does lose meaning at some point.
It's true. It's true.
I also read a really great post on VTM that was like, why are players gaining experience so much faster than everybody in the book who's already established. And the response was actually made perfect sense. All the people who are established are established. Your young guys are in their active phase of Kindred Life, so they're making moves while everybody else is not. And then when they get to their positions, everything slows down, I bet. And then they don't. And it's like, that makes so much logical sense. I don't know why I didn't think about it. Like, that makes sense, because we've had those conversations behind the screens of like, man, I just don't want you guys to power up super fast because it's weird that these guys are powerful, but you're not, or they're not. Anyway, that was a weird side tangent. Thank you guys for supporting us. You can support us directly here on Twitch. And if you want to support our other shows, we've got a whole other vampire universe with 3 seasons of Stitch of Fate, which are a complete story. You can go listen to it start to finish. Our new show, Cracked Crown, a couple of spin-off shows, one Hunter show and one Anarch show. The Anarch's called Scott Free. The Hunter one is Desperate Measures. And all the stuff you can go listen to. They're hour-long podcasts, and if you enjoy it, you can directly support us over at patreon.com/podbynight, where you can also get this show's after shows. I saw a few people asking over the week where they were. They're on the Patreon. They're not on the Roll For It Patreon. They're on our Patreon. So is that everything? Am I missing anything?
I will say Dot is super behind getting after shows out, but that should be solved hopefully maybe this weekend or this next week. So there's going to be a big dump of after shows, everybody, coming your way.
Coming out with a big dump.
Yep.
Boop, just for you. Hey, big old Patreon dump. I'll also say there was, if you do listen to the podcast briefly, we had a little snafu with some lost audio, which means we put out an episode early. That snafu has been
Counting
solved.
is hard.
Counting is hard, and especially when the audio was not there. So we recovered audio. So episode 9 released on Thursday. No, yes. The fact of the matter is, episode 9, 10. Oh, there's 2 Mathises.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I made the mistake of opening the Zoom chat to see what Dot typed, and the whole thing was like,
dude, your Zoom is so weird.
Yeah,
I don't. My Zoom is so fucking broken, dude. I'm sorry. I'm back. Hi. What were you saying?
Back to Frozen.
I was just saying we are now caught
Frozen?
up. Numbers. You are frozen now, but your camera keeps like stuttering, so maybe it'll catch up. Just turn your camera off and turn it back on. See if that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on. My Zoom.
Yeah? Is it?
I'm trying to click button.
Oh, no.
Okay, turning it back on.
Okay.
We'll
All right,
you got it.
You look.
I don't
want
wanna touch it, man.
Thank you for those subscriptions, everybody. Remember, it is the top of the month, so if you got those, we'll take those Amazon subs. We'll take regular subs.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you fill up that shadow bar, I fuck the party over.
Yeah, that's true.
In fun ways, not like mean
well.
ways. I don't attack you. I just gouge at your most emotionally vulnerable parts of your characters.
I want to tell you that Josh has not had the great pleasure yet of getting a shadow bar, everybody. So let's try
give Nelson.
He's been the tool of the shadow bar.
The Saito bar?
The Saito bar, really.
No.
Oh my God,
Nelson.
can we rename it the Saito bar?
I can absolutely.
Oh, you
rename it
shouldn't.
the Saito
Dude,
bar.
the Saito bar.
Oh no, I just okay, yes, I can do this.
The Saito bar. It makes more sense. It makes more sense.
I would never.
Mathis, can I talk to Saito? Can I revive him?
You can try. You can do it. You can do whatever. You know how I run the game. You can try anything, and there are. So here, I'll tell you this much: there are obviously Hakata. You know they exist.
Yeah,
there are. Your character might not know this, but she could probably dig it up. There are the occasional rumors of a vampire being brought back with their own grave dust and essence of themselves. However, the veracity of these claims and the validity of these claims is up for question. You might not get happening. Saito as you expect. You might get Saito as a wraith. You might get something that is pretending to be Saito.
Oh, Wraith Saito. Scariest option and be like, isn't that cute?
Oh, Wraith Saito. I love that. Okay.
Now,
all right.
Bali Saito.
Have you seen the film Ghost?
I hate it.
All right.
I will, before we start, also be streaming here tomorrow. for community
Yes.
game stuff.
Yes, community game
So
stuff's
if you want to
coming
see how weird stuff happens, join us.
Yeah, you're all
join us on this
post-party
channel
in that
tomorrow.
now with that crew. So we need to sit down and have a little update discussion. I
Oh,
think,
we
for that.
do. Yeah,
So.
they've been. Whew, it's spicy. It's like Cold War, but in the microwave. I don't know.
It's Frozen War on 2-minute heat up. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. But that's not this game. That's a different game.
No.
This game we can begin if we're all ready to go. If in case you need a reminder, Ava, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick rundown of what happened last week? Because A, you're the note keeper of this party for the most
That's
part, like
true.
handwritten notes in a notebook, and B, you cause the most trouble sometimes.
Yes. So last we met, we had Patrick, the orphan who wanted to see my face. That's what I wrote in my notes. So we had from season one, there was the orphanage that was training up some young vampire hunters, and Ava took care of it. Unfortunately, one of the orphans lived, and
you had to phrase it that way. You had to phrase it.
Oh, you went
Unfortunately,
there,
one
Matt.
of the victims lived.
Tracy went there.
yes. And so he didn't do anything. He just wanted to see me.
your face.
He wanted to know I was real.
Yeah.
I let Dakota know, and that's something that we have to deal with at some
And Dakota's
point.
response was, "Why didn't you kill him?"
Yes, and we found out that that he's close with the
His brothers with Brayden.
Yes, with Brayden, and so Dakota's gonna have to deal with Brayden at some point. She's made it clear.
He will be dead.
So. On top of that, we met back with Nelson, who got to have some discussion with Dakota about. Basically, they made a deal. Nelson and Dakota came to an agreement that they would keep the Thin Bloods in the train yards that we have and keep them safe there, and try to keep them as safe as possible. We got to know Nelson a little bit more. He saw my shadow. So that was interesting, but we just told him, like, let's just not talk about that. Let's move on. And
He saw an important part of the shadow that implies quite a bit, is that not only did he see your shadow was off sync, it was also not doing the motions that you were quite. There was like subtle differences, which is the first time that's ever happened.
Yes.
But he doesn't know that. But for you would all know that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yes. And then we had our party. So we got ready for that. We had a lot of guests at our party, but the big thing was Jackson was there. He attended and had a meeting with Dakota where Jackson did get to meet Artie and Nelson. And that was a great meeting. They discussed some things. Jackson agreed to help Nelson as well, and they got to know him a little bit more. Nelson explained a little bit about his sire, and at the end, when he was about to leave, Jackson was like, "Well, what's your last name?" And he said Nelson Heloise. So that was interesting. Then Dakota talked to Jackson about the thing that Ava did with Sybil. And so Jackson was not pleased by that, and he actually basically said, "If this gets bad, Dakota, you need to take care of Ava, because we don't
Actually,
know."
What he said was, if this doesn't go well, you have to kill her, and if you don't, I'll send Damien, and he'll kill you both. I think was the ultimatum.
That was correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes.
Well, the initial reaction was Ava needs to die. And
Yes.
it was
And that was
Dakota
yes.
leveraging all the trust that she has with Jackson to be like, no, trust me, it's different this time.
Let's
Yes.
try. Let's try
So-
some new tactics.
Very tense conversation, but ultimately Dakota handled very well, and that concluded that conversation. We're wrapping up the party at this point. Ava and Porsha had a bit
Moment.
of a glance at each other to end our
That
session
seems
last
like
week.
a very understated. It's like the look of the two hottest chicks in the bar that they give each other. That's like, I'm hotter than you, and the other one's like, no, I'm hotter than you, and they make a standoff Western style with eye fucking in the bar. That is what happens. That is what
those
happens.
2 seconds felt like an eternity where the world went blank and silent.
Yep.
Well, that's a fantastic wrap up. I think that is pretty much everything that went down.
Yep.
Every important swing. And Rat Tail showed up to the party, which was nice for you all to see. Oh, and Boss was there,
Boss
hanging
was
out
there.
in the
Boss
corner.
showed up. That was
Yeah,
cool.
You had like who's who of Kindred were pretty much at this place.
Yep.
That being said, I'm ready to begin. So, with all that, let's rein things in, set the scene, and see what our coterie is up to. It's the sound of boxed. Let me rephrase that. Actually, it's the sound of shuffling furniture and moving boxes that brings our screen into focus. As we take a gander as to our surroundings, we find ourselves in the theater. Garbage still sort of about, though Kindred tend to keep to themselves much more tidy than most others. However, there were mortals mixed into this gathering that was this concert of baby chorus performing for, is it the third time at this theater now? Or was this the second time?
I think it's only the second time.
Okay. The second time at the theater that belongs to our wonderful coterie, the Loud Ones. Very few bodies remain, but still some kindred and mortals are mingling as the lights are on, finishing their drinks. And unless the coterie ushers them out quickly, they spend their time enjoying the light social atmosphere that is afforded to them with a much thinner crowd. But in that, as all things part across, Ava, Dakota, and Nelson find themselves coming together. The time is about 3 a.m. You have about 2 hours-ish before the sun rises, as it was a rather light night party, as Kindred tend to spend most of their nights up rather late. But you aren't given much time to speak before the front door swings open, and Artie is actually marching his way over to you as he catches your eyes very, very quickly. He's got a little bit of walk to get over to you, but unless you all make a quip or anything, he quickly approaches. And has a look of relief on his face, very plastered and such. And as a Ventru, you're well aware at this point that if you're seeing an emotion on a Ventru's face, it's usually purposefully done. And as he arrives with his hands slid into his pockets, maybe for the first time, and a gentle lean to his side, he looks you all in the eye before looking to Ava, and he says, if I had known you were buddy-buddy with the Ventru Primogen of the city, I may have held my tongue a little bit.
Well. Well, we are acquainted with quite a lot of people within the city. What would make you think we wouldn't be close with the Ventru Primogen?
He smiles and raises an eyebrow while looking over to Dakota, and then back to you.
Well, you look a little frozen there, Artie, as Mathis is frozen.
Yeah, my screen is flickering. I don't know why.
You're
I'm
frozen
having
again.
Screen flickers.
We can hear you at least, Matthew.
Yeah. Okay,
you're
back.
I'm back.
And
Hang
I'm
on, guys. I'm sorry.
now,
I don't know
everybody.
why my PC is my Zoom rather shits itself lately, but I'm going to bring this down and see if this works. He continue though. I can hear you at least, even if I'm frozen. Am I frozen now?
You're good.
No, you're good.
We'll try.
So you froze again. Shit.
We can usually still hear you, Mathis. The video usually catches up pretty quickly.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I can hear you too. So let's keep moving.
You got to get acquainted with them. I understand it from when
He smiles. Yeah, he grins and just kind of looks over. A brief conversation.
Never mind.
Just
shit. Mathis.
Dakota's
okay
in the
over
corner
there?
glaring at Artie, knowing he's talking about her because he gave her the eyes.
Respond to me, damn it!
I'm gonna reboot my computer. Give me 2 seconds.
Probably a good
we'll
idea.
Just stay live.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah,
You're
I'm
good.
sorry.
We're gonna just stay live.
Yes. Actually, there was one other question that I had. Maybe you guys know because you know VTM better than I. If I, at this point, if Ava or Dakota was to sire somebody, would they be a thin blood?
Ooh,
They have
what generation are you?
possibility, I think, of being a thin blood.
It's like
we
you are. Oh, okay.
We're 13th gen, right?
So the vampire you sire would be 14th generation, and therefore,
Yes, it would be a thin blood.
a thin blood.
Am I 12th generation?
You got
If you are 12,
you are not.
if you
Ava
ate
is not.
Camille,
That's
then
why
you will be 12th.
That's why everybody keeps saying I should sire Grant. Okay, because
Then-
yes,
You
because
have to
I'm
sire
12.
Grant, because otherwise he'd be a thin blood. Though
Yes,
Dakota
okay.
loves the idea of Grant only coming out as a thin blood because he wants to be a full-blooded vampire so bad.
Yeah. yes. Thank you, everybody, for reminding me. How could I forget that I did that? Yeah. So I was just like, I actually had an idea, and I meant to tell Matt this is that if something happened with Nelson and people were like, oh, like, and we didn't want to reveal that he's a thin blood, I could say that he was my child. Literally, yeah.
Yeah, it's only Brett Stryker that was like, okay, yeah, sure,
yeah.
you're a Tornado. I'm like,
yeah. So that's why
the problem is nobody's supposed to be siring anybody right now.
Yeah, so I don't know what's worse, like knowing we have a thin blood or knowing that's Ava,
I think
Sirens
our
of us.
best
I'm
bet
like-
right now, because we did introduce Dakota was honest to Jackson about what's up with Nelson and what the goal is. So, like, I think Nelson's best bet is to keep posing as he's posing and stay safe at this theater right here in the train yard until we can, like, do what we got to do. It's only illegal if you get caught. He's walking around with Ava's last name.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm a long lost cousin.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. I have the best cover story that fits in with what I told Brett, which was I'm not very popular. I was an Anarch. You don't account for Anarchs.
Okay, this is true.
There we go.
And that
Which is sort of
actually
true.
that actually makes sense because we found him on the border of Anarch Camarilla territory,
So we could say we adopted him and we've brought him into the cam. That's a plus for us.
Yeah.
As long as people believe he's full and not a thin blood.
Not a thin blood. Yeah. So
well, no one's gonna. How are people gonna find out I'm a thin blood? They even like taste me. That's not getting that
so
close.
that's I think we'll be okay.
Yeah,
I was just sitting on these things. I'm like, well, could I? I could take the heat.
Can they
like
scry
if I
your
tell
soul
them
and find that information? Can they?
I don't know. I don't
what
think you can do that with
clan you are?
Auspex.
I don't think you can either. Yeah, unless they taste your blood, they're not going to be able to know that you are a thin blood.
Yeah.
That's a Tremere thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless for some reason Jackson's like real bitchy behind the scenes, we'll be all right. He's the one I've only one.
That's
I've
true.
told.
I think we'll be fine. It's just like if like Brett's getting a little too curious, which he does. Well, that's the thing. Brett also like is super into every kindred, so eventually he might try to make a move on Nelson.
How old do we think Brett is? Like in his generation?
Like how old? Like
Probably-
all told?
Yeah,
Probably
because
also 13.
There's a part of Dot, not Dakota, Dot, that really wants Dakota to just eat him.
I
Take all of his powers, get rid of him.
Honestly,
Can you
I'm
hear
not.
me?
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
cool.
Hello.
All looks good.
Okay, so my Zoom was 5 updates behind somehow. So let me see if that
Wow.
everything. Oh yeah, I look at the
Updates
chat opens, no
behind.
problem. Can I click on options? Yeah, wow. I was like, it's like we have an update. I'm like, okay, update. I'm 5 versions behind.
It's
so
so funny. No wonder
Oh,
it was
God.
acting like garbage.
Yeah,
You
no
look a
fucking-
lot better now.
oh my god, thank you.
We
my
were
hair
maybe
is
just
extra
talking
gross
about
looking.
how, if Dakota wanted a power bump, an ideal choice because of the way that she's kind of going with the politics would be to eat Brett. Just
Oh,
because-
we're thinking illegal maneuvers.
Yeah, if I just eat Brett and it goes successfully, and you know what? Even if it doesn't, he's stuck in my body.
I mean,
You would
that's
love
very,
that.
very true.
It is
He
a
would-
win-win for Dakota
I
whether
think-
she dies or not.
Interesting. Do you
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
it would not be a
idea.
big
I
deal
can
for
see this
Brett.
happen now. Brett, let's
I'm
have
just wondering if
sexy
the one
time.
who uses him as her toy would have an issue with
Oh,
that.
Well,
yeah,
nobody likes
yeah.
her
Oh, yeah, you'd be
anyway. She can go
fucked.
back to fucking Ava.
Oh my god. Yeah.
This is what
God
happens
damn, man.
when you leave
Oh, well,
Memphis. Please,
Portia's really young. We could just diablerize her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Ooh, diablerize. Okay, one of you diablerize Cretius. The other diablerize Porsha. And
Okay,
then the
all
other
the
one
Methuselahs.
diablerizes
Cretius.
Sybil. Done. The
All right,
trio is done.
3
We
for
got
3.
all 3
Yeah.
Methuselahs hanging out in
There
this
it is.
version
I'll
of
take
Chicago.
Sybil. Yeah.
Sybil, okay.
I'll
Who
take-
gets Cretius?
I'm taking Cretius because
Yeah.
I'm
That
totally
means
That makes
free
sense.
Ollie gets
now.
Porsha.
So Ollie gets I mean, honestly, all of them sort of kind of fit, right?
Yeah.
At least with the way they're acted.
Okay.
All right, I'm good. I'm gonna just restart the whole thing
That
fresh.
sounds great.
Yep.
So let's just go from there.
Okay.
As we begin, our ears are met with the sound of furniture being grinded across its hardwood floor, boxes being picked up with minor grunts and conversation in the background. As our vision comes to and pulls back, we can see nameless grunts, groupies, we could call them, moving, boxed up. I keep trying to say furniture. The answer is instruments. The word is
Here.
instruments and speakers. Through to the back, chatting with one another. And as we continue to pull back, we see the floor that was once packed shoulder to shoulder with kindred and kind alike, some aware, some unaware as to what they were surrounded by, taking in the second ever concert of Baby Chorus here in the Loud Ones Theater. As we look around, we still see some people mingling, people having drinks to finish and chatting a bit, kindred and kind alike as well, but the numbers are much, much, much lower than they were just an hour or so ago, with these enjoying the silent, light social atmosphere that this place now can afford them. It's 3 a.m, and if these are kindred, or some of them are, they won't be hanging around long, as the sun will be rising in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And as we kind of hear these wordless conversations, these mumbling conversations to our ears, we focus closer as Nelson, Ava, and Dakota, in the calm, are able to straggle back together, the job, as so to speak, being done. But before a word can be said, the front door flings open, and the man who is stationed to stand guard outside as part of the deal walks in. Artie. He strolls over with a bit of a relaxed look, his hands in his pockets on his casual stroll, and there is an absolute look of relief plastered all over him. And for a Ventru to give an emotion on the face, then it is almost certainly done purposefully. But you're not able to say much before he makes 4 or 5 steps and meets the group of you, and gives a light smile before just beginning conversation. You know, if you told me that the 3 of you were at the very least friendly with the Ventru Primogen, then, maybe we could have gotten off on a better foot.
Well, we are friendly with a lot of kindred Primogen in the city. Of course, we are very close with him as well. Hopefully, your meeting went well.
He nods. Extremely well. Mr. Jackson is a polite individual, and I appreciate your introducing myself to him.
That's kind of how trust works, Artie.
And his eyes kind of just dart to Dakota and just gives you like a half-hearted smile before focus goes back over to Ava and continues the conversations. I just, it's hard. Times are changing, and just not everything, fits like it used to. Just a lot to get used to around here, and it seems like at least Mr. Jackson's willing to help me reaccommodate myself, resituate my positions here in Chicago, and find me a valuable line of work.
Oh, speaking of
Good.
resituating, I pull money because we said we'd pay him.
Yep.
Whatever his portion of tonight's cut is,
Yeah.
I pay him, some
I
cash.
imagine a couple $100 or something. I
Yeah,
don't know what
yeah.
what you offered.
Yeah, I don't really know what we would make necessarily, but yeah, obviously Nelson and Artie are going to get a cut, so.
Just don't tell him about inflation.
Yeah.
He grew up in the time of organized crime. Working against the taxes is exactly and the money.
$100.
Well, listen, this is a world of darkness, all right? Everything's stagnant and nothing is moved. We're still in like 2002 era's problem, all right?
Oh, jeez.
So you hand him the money. Is it like bundled up neatly? Like what kind? I'm assuming it's not like wad of
I
bills.
don't have him. It's not like I reached in the tip jar and like handed.
Right,
him
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's probably by this point, after the
Banded.
got rid of, banded and counted by whoever counts the money, and I hand him his bound set.
And there's a notable difference in how he takes the money, not in like the way he holds it and the way he pulls it, but he takes the money from Dakota. He flips through it very quickly, but he does not count it. There is an immediate trust with that you are paying him the correct amount, and he slides it into his pocket and gives you just like a gracious nod. Another day, another time, hell, maybe the night prior, he would have counted every individual bill prior to taking the money. But it seems the conversation and the introduction to Jackson went quite far.
Good.
After he takes the monies as well, if there's anything else that you need me tonight, I'm gonna head on out. I got a busy couple of days ahead of me, I think.
I have an observation.
Mhm.
Don't hang out with Brett. He's an asshole.
Yes, Artie, please.
You can do so much better.
He just shakes his head. Listen, the most confident aren't always going to be friends with everybody. Doesn't mean he's not a good guy, even if you don't like
trust
him.
me, he wants to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
His definition of friendship and our definition of friendship may not align.
He seems to chew on that. He bites the inside of his cheek briefly before. I mean, he is a Toreador, so I am going to keep, at least an arm's difference. You all can be no offense, Miss Ava. You are beautiful, but your wiles of the Rose Garden can be quite a thorn to prick yourself on.
We do have that effect, yes.
Well, Brad does like his prick.
He actually does unwilling, just reactively lets out a breathy at that, but quickly regains himself and is like, I appreciate the opportunity and I appreciate your introductions. It won't be the last you see of me, obviously.
I don't. I fiddle around in my pockets and I pull out a key because we also offered him a place.
Yes, yes.
And I toss him a key. I imagine it got made on you can go have keys made on printed
and
keys.
machines. Yeah,
on the machine. It's probably pretty. Like it got the one with Miss Kitty
Oh,
on it.
yeah,
or,
little
flowers
print.
or
Cute.
something. Yeah.
Love
you tell
that.
me, does it have Hello Kitty on it?
Yeah, sure. Why would, actually, you know what? Just to pick on him, I
Little
probably
polka
got
dots.
one with a rose or something on it.
Oh,
okay,
cute.
yeah.
Love
Roses,
that.
So if it's got a rose and you
you
throw it to him, he catches it very quickly and looks at it and goes, very funny. Same address you gave me before.
Yep.
He slides into his pocket. Not sure how much use I'll get out of it, but it's always good to have a backup place. You have my gratitude.
Let me know if
And-
you need help with any interior decorating, Artie.
He
In
actually
your new place.
he grins and he goes, what did I say about that rose garden? And he reaches for your hand. And if you reach out, he gives it to you.
Yeah.
Instead of giving you a handshake, he pulls it to his lips and gives it like a gentle kiss on the there or whatever and thing. He reaches out to Nelson for a handshake.
Nelson does the same thing.
That's my boy.
That is Cyclone's style right there.
That's my boy.
kiss for me, Nelson.
Artie reaches forward and grabs your hand and shakes it regardless.
Yeah.
And then to Dakota, he just gives you a clap on the shoulder and he turns. Have a good one. And he turns and he heads out to leave.
Okay.
And
I wanted to y'all do your thing. Damien's leaving. I look at
Yes.
I just should go tell the band bye.
you should absolutely invite him over to have some drinks with us sometime too.
Oh,
Just make sure follow up, Dakota. Remember what I told you.
I'm gonna follow up. Okay, I'm gonna follow up. Okay, here I go. And I
Dakota takes a deep, still, even though she's been kindred for so long now, that reactive, anxious breath gets taken, and with faux confidence, she marches off. Tell me, unless it's true confidence, is it faux confidence? I'm reading it as faux confidence.
Super faux confidence. I imagine I check to make sure my t-shirt's showing, my fangirl tee, because I'm wearing my baby
certainly.
Chorus t-shirt, and I check myself before I push through the door. But Mathis, it feels relevant to let you know that the bar is full.
Oh, man, no problem. Don't you worry
The
about it.
bar is full.
The
Psycho bar is full.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
That's
Yay, thank you.
Pushes open
Crazy.
the double doors to the theater and rushes backstage to try to catch the band.
And as she does so, the camera will stick with Nelson and Ava for the moment, and we hear the double doors open. And Ava, you know Dakota, you've known her for almost 2 decades at this point, and you've seen her change over time. And while she is gangrel, certainly, and there's hard to keep hold over her emotions, she's done a very good job of being able to keep things under control. But in this moment, you notice, and only you, her footsteps are just a little faster than normal, a little heavier than normal. And right before she pushes open those double doors, you can hear her take another nervous breath, but there's some actual gentle shake to it. And the doors swing open and she disappears from view, leaving Nelson and Ava on the floor around with, again, Kine and Kindred mingling alike.
Dakota's pretty cool.
She is. She is way cooler than she gives herself credit for. When I first met her, she was very rough around the edges, and she still is, but she has a really good grip on a lot of things. Honestly, I think she runs our coterie, really. She's the glue. So it's nice to have her around.
It's fascinating as those words fall from Ava's mouth, perhaps in your mind, saying she's like the heart, she's the core. Flashes of Ollie flash through as 10 to 15 years ago, that very sentence had been said countless times about Ollie. But now things have changed.
So, Nelson, did you enjoy your first Kindred party?
The band was great. Not so hot on this having meetings in basements thing.
Oh, you better get used to it because it happens a lot.
Don't like it. Jackson.
He's a little.
Jackson, sorry, let me cut in just for Nelson's sake, for education's sake. When last Nelson had any connection to the information of the Camarilla, Jackson was not Primogen. This is a totally new development for your Thin Blood, and mostly because you don't have a connection. You don't have a network out there gathering information. Saito was so paranoid you were cut off from his contacts. So when he disappeared, so did all of them. So to hear this, to learn, not only meet Jackson, but then learn he's Primogen is news to Nelson. And just a refresher for Ava and Dakota, it's been 2 years now that he's been Primogen.
Okay. Did the conversation with Jackson go well for you, at least?
I don't know, but I agreed to help. And now I'm kind of stuck. Because damned if I do, damned if I don't, basically.
Unfortunately, that also happens pretty often. And look, I know it's not great. There's never a decision that you make where you feel this is 100% the right thing or 100% all in. It's just you kind of have to make a choice and just learn to deal with it, because in our world, it just never really seems like there's actually a good choice. So I know you probably feel like you're stuck, and I know you just want to get the hell out of this city, but I promise that I will keep you safe, and Dakota will keep you safe as well.
There was a moment in there where I was really tempted to just leave. But yeah, both of you have said the same thing now, so
I know.
Feeling a bit better about it.
It sometimes feels like an easier option to just run away. Honestly, there was a time where Dakota and Ollie talked about just leaving Chicago many, many years ago. And I've thought about it. I've thought, hey, Saito, let's get out of here and let's just leave. I didn't actually ever tell him that, but I thought about it. And it's just...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Saito say that to you?
He might.
As well?
He might
Openly?
have. He might.
Toward the end, when everything was going to hell,
He might. Honestly, he probably did.
I feel like that happened. But
There have been times where I think all of the coterie and friends have been
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
let's
that's
just run away. But I've learned, Nelson, that you have to just face your problems, and that comes with time and experience, and you get better at it. So I know you want to just run away right now. And honestly, if you one day, if we wake up at night and you're just gone, I wouldn't blame you for it. I hope that doesn't ever happen. But I feel like there might be something about you that there's something.
making wits intuition just check, good old Nelson.
Yeah, okay.
Or sorry, wits insight, intuition. What the fuck?
Oh god, okay. Yeah, he's not good at this.
Very curious.
Ooh, a crit.
Oh wow,
Oh, a messy crit.
Critical.
a messy crit.
Oh, dear.
Okay, I like
dear.
that. So,
Oh shit, I'm 3 hungry, that's why.
oh yeah, you're hungry as shit.
Gotta-
Can I have a drink?
We gotta feed you, boy.
Obviously, she is to you like you've never seen Ava flustered. Not like this. Not you've only known her for about a week or so, and the many times you've spoken with her, she's always been very controlled. Every Toreador, she seems to fit the role of every Toreador wishes they could. The ability to completely manipulate with a smile. But in this moment, she cracks. It's obvious she's flustered. And it's because she has a crush on you.
Love that.
I should tell you something real quick. I know we spent a lot of time together talking and stuff, but like I asked people to call me Heloise.
You asked people to call you Heloise.
Jackson asked what my name was, and I said Heloise because I don't know. I thought of it in the moment, and it was just like your name.
It just felt right.
Yeah, so it might make that a little awkward.
But you're not actually Heloise. But you could, I mean, if that's something you want.
I yes.
The misread and miscommunication.
Well, I'm fine with that if that's what you want to go by.
Oh, cool. All right then.
What is it about you, Nelson? What is it?
Well, you said it was something about me. I don't know. I'm just some guy. I've been basically hiding in a basement for.
Yes.
Like I don't get how much. There's nothing special. I don't.
I remember when we found you. Because I went back and watched the episode. I remember when we found you,
In the
Nelson.
hospital?
No. In Madison. Do you remember?
Yes.
It was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. What are you getting at?
We found you because of a vision that Saito and I shared together. You know, kindred don't dream. But for some reason, I dream. And I can't remember if it was myself or Saito that had a dream, but we dreamt together in the same dream. We were together, and we saw in that dream many, many years ago, we saw you.
Kind of like the dreams
You had,
I had
right?
recently.
You saw me. So maybe
I don't know if
we're
there's destiny involved here.
maybe we're more connected than we think.
Look, that was a really horrible time for me. I don't feel like it made me special. It just made me dead.
Yeah,
I
know.
I was basically experimented on. I don't even remember the guy's face anymore. He did something. I mean, I think I know what he did because I've tried it and it's pretty scary. But he fucked with my memories and I can't really remember anything about him. But I do know that I was just some normal dude and he was trying to make vampires something. Something about strength of the blood. I don't know. But like, I was a failure.
Give me Ava. Give me I'm going to call for a wits insight, I think, on this.
What's insight? Yeah, would I be able to pick up that this is?
That's what I'm rolling for.
Yeah,
It's not somebody you've thought about since then, really. It was somebody that had potential to give answers, and then you killed
What
them.
the fuck?
Holy shit.
Whoa. 5 successes. Am I also hungry?
No, those aren't messy.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
you're
are
a 5
completely full
No.
because you killed somebody last game to feed. Remember?
Right.
Mhm.
It was an accident.
You are truly sated.
Yes.
For it doesn't happen often.
Yes.
With a critical success of making it a 5 total, as he's muttering the bits and pieces about what happened that night, it's hard to tell if he's talking about his embrace or the night at the cabin where the two of you all came together. But pieces begin falling into place as it's clear he's maybe blurring the two as he's speaking about the time where he died and the experiment and trying to create power of the blood. And as those words trickle from his mouth, thoughts and memories that you haven't had for near 20 years resurface. Zach's sire, specifically, a man who also had similar visions from what you remember of the notes you had, but wasn't given a single opportunity from the loud ones at the time to say a word. When he was discovered in his secret room and he sat pinned to the chair, before he could say anything, all of you descended, staked his, and took his head off, actually, and he was dusted. And that was the end of him, sire. But you do remember conversations with Zach about his sire's attempts to create a caitiff-like creature, something that's pure, something that's stronger than the rest. And in doing so, he had many failed experiments, those that turned out to be thin bloods. Many of them died, but it's hard to be sure if all of them did. And now, Ava might start to realize that Nelson might be one of them.
Oh, Nelson, you really are maybe a Heloise. You, the one who is, I don't want to bring back any memories that you are trying not to remember, but you, I think the person who did that to you, they also did something similar to my brother.
Oh.
Yes.
Did he survive?
Well, for a while, yes, he survived the experiments. I think he might have been the quote unquote success. And he had a lot of damage himself from that. We took care of him, by the way. You will never have to worry about him again. He's gone. Dusted.
Yeah, I didn't really imagine I'd see him again.
Yeah. Well, my brother also is not here anymore, but I didn't realize that you were one of those thin bloods that he experimented on. I'm sorry.
It's yeah. No,
Well, I really don't want you to leave. I hope that you stay here. And if anything happens, I won't let anything happen to you. I will take whatever fall happens. If someone was to try to come for you, come to try to figure out who you are, what you are, anything, I will take the fall for it. I've taken the fall many times and I can handle it. So don't be afraid that somebody will find you out and try to take your head, because I won't let that happen.
You're a little bit different than you normally are.
You're right. I am.
I
I sometimes can be nice.
That giggle is the evilest giggle I think I've ever heard.
I do that sometimes. I guess you were kind of like Saito's kid, so I guess I can kind of take on that responsibility as well.
And maybe it's in this moment that Nelson realizes it wasn't a crush.
That makes a lot more sense. Wouldn't have worked. I think I would like that, but also I think Saito would have liked that.
I think so too. Did he ever talk about any of the things that we worked on together, like sharing dreams and things like that, sharing premonitions, sharing senses, sharing a lot of things? Sorry.
I only got. I don't know about that. I only got some vague stories. He didn't tell me a lot. He mentioned experiments and you and what did he call them? Missions he went on. Dates, but also that he just fobbed me off with, "Oh, it's dangerous."
Okay, that sounds like him. And maybe it's best that you didn't get involved, but we got involved with some very dangerous things. And if you ever want to know more, just let me know. I don't want to scare you, so.
This has been a very strange night for all sorts of reasons, but mostly I am doing the exact opposite of everything I have been doing for the last few years to stay safe. So maybe pick. I sort of want to know. I've taken a dive, but maybe a little bit later.
If you do, you can come find me. I would say you could come to the Ivory Tower, but honestly, that's not a good place to come. I spend a lot of my time there, but we can find somewhere to go. Just
That's
you and
fine.
me, and we could talk about it.
Cool. This is like fighting the fight for Jackson, right?
Yes,
This is that kind of stuff.
it is actually. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in Chicago right now. Camarilla honestly is not in the best spot. Mostly because it's being led by somebody who's not really got a hold on everything. And so we're working on that. And it is a lot for you. It's a lot for a thin blood and a new kindred, and you just getting into the city and learning everything and living in a hospital for years. It's a lot to get into. So just know that, yes, we are fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight. No good choices.
Those are 2 lessons that you've learned from me. I have many more that I'm ready to teach you. And she puts her hand on his shoulder, like kind of like a cute little pat. And it's going to be great, Nelson. Don't worry.
Cool. Well,
Everything a Toreador says, Nelson, sounds like flirtation.
In that particular instance, I would interpret that as sarcasm. It's going to be great. All right.
Out of curiosity, obviously, as the conversation continues, there's maybe certain things you don't want to discuss in the open dance floor as people mingle about. Is this the night Ava wants to have a longer conversation with Nelson, or is that something she's trying to save for tomorrow?
I'll save for tomorrow if Nelson wants to. He knows where to find me.
You could also go to the basement now if you want to be like, listen, I have one more lesson. Don't feel like you're stuck with, like,
No.
you have choices that I just wanted to see.
Again, and I'm leaving it up to him. I don't want to just like throw all this shit at him. He's a little skittish. So, yes, I think that is where we'll leave it for now. You know where to find me, Nelson. And you should get out sometime. Don't hang out. Like, Ollie has a nice space that he's made for you, but just if you need to get out, let me know. I can also take you to some fun spots.
Okay.
Not the rack, because that place blew up. But there's some other fun bars and clubs I can take you to. So just let me know.
Okay. Where's good to eat?
Oh, yes. We should, me being the motherly, I have to feed you too. Okay. Yes. Dakota,
as you say Dakota, we will, like, the camera flies away from
feed
you.
him.
Things become a blur and your voice gets distant as we rush under the door. But time is clearly rewound as the door just behind us can be heard closing, as we are now just behind Dakota, maybe at shoulder height, her long red dreads running behind. And over her, we can just see, just out of focus, the band. Off to the right is the clear silhouette of Nero with the long blonde-haired Annabelle having conversation with him. And over by the boxes where a lot of the workers are just loading in the instruments, there stands Damien with his guitar in hand, the strap loosely dangling, not actually over his shoulder. And he's just playing with it, tuning it a little bit after the show, completely lost and oblivious, seemingly, to everybody else. Well, he wears his typical show baby chorus t-shirt. This one's, instead of the dark black one he's wearing like a off-white one. And this one's clearly seen many, many years of use. And he's got his typical torn up jeans and sneakers. Very, very just casual.
Oh, he's so cute. I want to slap him. Okay, so Dakota probably thinks about all the many ways she's gonna just try to say something, and she knows she's awkward, so she like looks around. There's gotta be like a tambourine or like a percussive.
Give
me
I'm gonna say give me a wits awareness.
Okay.
However, are you saying Dakota right now is kind of anxious and nervous?
Yeah, she's just a little like, what are you trying to actually
All right.
fucking do here,
I'm
Dakota?
gonna Wits awareness, but you're gonna -1 success on whatever you roll because you can't focus. It's hard for you to focus right now.
Great. So a 2.
Two successes. Also, you want to bump your gain a tiny bit if possible. You're a little
bring it
quiet.
closer to my face.
That's way better. There you go. With the 2, you look around very quickly for a tambourine, and while you're not able to see a tambourine, you do see 2 hi-hats.
Okay, that works. I'll scoop them up and like be like, oh, I'll be like, hey, Damien, you don't want to forget these.
Can I please get a charisma?
That's my girl.
Roll. Obviously at a -1 at the very least.
Y'all.
-1. Yeah, the nerves and anxiety.
It is a 0. It is a bestial failure with a -1.
I'm sorry, the cackle.
So I mean that fits. Dakota nonchalantly getting the hi-hats to a drum set, just waggles. You don't want to forget these. And it actually takes a good second before Damien realizes you're speaking to him.
Of course.
And as he looks over, he nods and he's like, appreciate it. But the drummer's that way. And then he goes back to playing with his guitar a bit.
Yeah. Y'all did great tonight. It was really fantastic show. Not that you wouldn't do great. You're always great. The band is always great.
He at that point he stops playing and he rests his guitar just up against him as he then kind of gives his full attention to you.
Oh no.
Yeah. I appreciate the compliment, but I don't do it alone. Euro has been instrumental to our success.
Oh yeah, the band is real tight up there on the stage.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
How you been, Dakota?
That's a bit of a loaded question. That'd be like me asking you, how are you doing? Things are fine. Did you enjoy the party? Do y'all need drinks? Did you get a drink? Not like a drink, but like a drink.
Are you all right?
Yup. Just
Is something wrong? Do I need to step out?
you do. No, please, you don't have to go. Just would you all like maybe an after party here? Say thank
He
you.
looks out. He as you ask that, he actually looks over to Annabelle. Hey, Belle. They want to run an after party. And Annabelle kind of finishes whatever she's saying and turns over. Oh, that's a delightful idea. We're actually going to have one if you'd like to join.
Really, I can come?
Oh, certainly. I mean, we don't have much time left. She looks to her watch and taps it a little bit. And as she does, Nero leans in to say something. And she quickly just gives him like a very friendly kiss on the cheek before he walks off. And she looks at the time. Yeah, I mean, we were just going to make a quick stop by since there's not much time before the night comes to a close. But you're all welcome to come.
Yeah, that would
And he looks back to you.
awesome.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah, sure. Oh, of course, yeah. Annabelle's always got great ideas. Cool.
Do you want to know where it's at?
Yes, please.
And he gives you the name of a club that's on the far end of the rack.
Oh, the rack.
Well, away from where reconstruction is happening.
Cool. Well, I guess I should probably deliver these to the drummer. Not a drummer.
Yeah,
drummer.
He just nods and gives you the faintest smirk.
So
Anything?
I imagine you're super busy.
He kind of like rolls his eyes in a way that's annoyed, but like rolls his eyes in a way like that he's like thinking and kind of takes a deep breath. Oh, it's been a couple of years, but I still feel like I'm shaking out the new role in town.
You ever do anything for fun?
He kind of just leans his guitar up. My passion right here. If I could, I'd just do this.
All the time.
He just, without even thinking, nods. As long as my fingers could carry me. It's there's nothing quite as freeing as music.
I mean, I like music. I made this T-shirt.
Is it
Yeah,
describe what it is.
I imagine Dakota took like a piece of cardboard and carved baby chorus out of the cardboard and then took a spray can and like, just sprayed on this like baby chorus tee. It's like her T-shirt.
You see him actually give like a little smile with like you can see his teeth and a gentle, breathy chuckle. And he reaches forward and like pinches it with his index finger and thumb and just kind of pulls it out. And this is great. I love when people do this stuff. Never thought anybody would be like this big a fan.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
It's always so weird.
Yeah, weird.
I
really. So
did you
weird.
want like an autograph on it or something?
Really?
Yeah, of course, Dakota. We know each other outside of this.
Yeah, we do. I like fiddle around for like a Sharpie marker or something for him
As
to
you
like sign
as you're
the
padding
t-shirt.
around and it becomes obvious you don't have one, he just kind of looks back. Hey, Jim, come here. And he, as this worker puts down a box, he walks over and he's just got like a front pocket where he's got some paper and a marker where he's clearly marking things. And Damien just reaches out and pulls the marker out and then pats him on the back and says, "All right, I don't need you anymore. Get out of here." And he walks off and he just quickly pops the thing. And where do you want it?
I imagine there's a very long pregnant pause as Dakota freezes.
Yeah, certainly.
Probably, and she's like, just, and she kind of pulls the jacket back, like just across, the kind of the chest piece, like here, so he can so he has something hard to press on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so
he as he
sign it.
gets close, as he brings the marker close, is like, "Yeah, may I? It's gonna be just don't move too much. Just I need a solid surface here."
Not going
and
anywhere.
He leans in and gets within maybe like 5 or 6 inches of your face, his right cheek to your left cheek. Maybe it's like his temples closer to your chin at this point. And he presses down. You can feel the marker just kind of press into your skin. And as quickly as he can, he, not in like a rushed way, but gives you the autograph. And it's like in that moment, it feels like an eternity and instantaneous all at once. And as he's done, he quickly pulls back, taps up the marker, and kind of swings it between his fingers a bit. And he's like, "I hope that's all right.
Oh,
If you got anything else you ever want me to sign, just let me know. Bring it to me. No charge."
Yeah, that's so. Yes, absolutely. The theater, we're trying to do more with it. So if you ever wanted to maybe play again, it doesn't have to be a party or anything, but we'd book you anytime Baby Chorus wants. So, you can play all the time.
He looks around to the back room area, like around to the brick walls, and even though there's been some work done, the age of the building is still very apparent. That was something you very much wanted to keep intact. And he's like, "Some of my favorite places are more of these kind of antique places. It just kind of brings me back a bit. I would definitely say yes, but you're gonna have to run it through the manager." And he looks over to Annabelle, who's talking to like 3 or 4 people who are picking up boxes, and she's clearly pointing at which way they need to be brought.
Yeah, of course. She seems to be the lady that knows everything.
He nods.
But I imagine there are a lot of eyes on you all the time now. So if you ever wanted to get away to play, I have a boat. The acoustics are really great out on the water. And I have a train yard. And I'm
Go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion check, but we will take away the -1 in this moment.
Okay, that's really good. This is important to Dakota, so she's going to rouse.
Yeah, please. Rouse
Yes!
the blood.
Yes.
No
She's gonna
hunger,
take
plus
2
2.
extra dice for this. Okay. Oh, y'all. This is
A social thing for Dakota to be rolling is
she's
like
trying
always
so
a challenge.
hard, y'all. She's trying so hard. I just want you to all know this is actually just Dot in real life. Oh, 4 dice. You get any. Okay.
Come on.
You get 3 of those. 3 of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna spin a willpower.
And a willpower
reroll.
mark.
Yes, let's go. This is worth it.
Oh,
Gotta
make
get
sure you guys refresh the your willpower that you spent from last one if you haven't
yeah.
yet. 2 successes. He actually, as you're like kind of pitching it, and he's like, now that I do what I do, you'd be surprised how many eyes try to avoid me. But
Not mine. I have no problem being around you. I enjoy your company. You're great, cool. You're very cool.
he smiles like, "Yeah, I forgot. You're one of the few that kind of know where I'm coming from on this. I remember what you did before. Yeah, I don't think I played on a boat in a long time. I might take you up on that offer."
Really?
He shakes his head. He nods.
Yeah. You just anytime you want to come by, I take Jackson on the boat sometimes. Not to play music, of course, but You get the idea.
He doesn't even like let that conversation continue for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because like,
and,
I didn't say that.
and he's I'll come find you and we'll figure out a time. But he looks to the people. I should help these fuckers.
Yeah, actually, let me just I gotta take this.
And at that moment, you hear Ava's voice. Dakota!
Do we have any blood bags?
Dakota, if she could blush, probably would right now. She's like, I just gotta go.
Yeah, he just gives you a nod and he turns to start working without saying really goodbye. He just is like, I'll see you around.
God, he's so cool. Okay, Dakota like leaves and like takes these symbols very like not the way she was trying to do that with Damon. Basically tosses these hi-hats at some poor drummer guy. It's like, fuck it, I gotta go.
We get a nice wide shot of the room and we see Dakota hardly just like huck him,
and
wave.
As soon as she gets to the door, you hear her go, what?
And then the door flies open. The camera flies back under the door and we rejoin time as Dakota bursts through and you see Ava and Nelson just having a conversation on the floor. There's still people mingling around.
Behind me, I pull my shirt back and I go, he signed me.
Ooh, where did he sign you?
On my clavicle.
On your chest?
It's a shirt.
I mean,
Dakota.
it's probably like a dollar store white T-shirt I spray painted on, so there's nothing sexy about it. And it's probably high cut crew neck. But he signed it, and you can see like probably right here.
Well, I take it went well then.
If by well, you mean he was really super cool and I was super awkward.
Any follow-ups?
He might come on the boat.
Oh.
The only time I have men on the boat is for business or to kill them. So this is really new for me.
Ooh, so which one will it be?
That
was a
right,
joke.
Nelson. I have a boat.
That's pretty
She does.
Cool. Having a
It's-
boat is cool.
Before you can even finish like saying what you're going to say and the conversation continues, you actually hear a voice from kind of across the semi-empty floor said, now, wait a minute. Did I hear somebody has a crush on someone?
No.
As Brett strides over and
Get out of here, Brett.
And just beside him, actually like within an inch or two of him, walking in tandem, is Porsha.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
And
I'm sorry,
Brett's-
Brett. You're wrong. What I heard is you have a crush on somebody.
Oh, come on now. I have a crush on everybody.
That is what I meant.
Oh, that was a joke?
No, I was serious.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm I'm a man who loves to give equal love to all who would like to receive it. You know?
I might state
And
that
then-
sentence differently, but okay.
Well, listen, we could talk business all day and maybe we could get a third reason a gentleman enters your boat one day. But today, I promised you to introduce you to our new friend, the toreador that just recently arrived in Chicago just not too long ago, Porsha. And he gestures over to the woman who was, as I said, wearing that stark, dark black pantsuit. Dark blad.
No,
Her
that's just
long
Brett's
black
soul.
hair.
We call it
And her, yeah, exactly. And her
Blad.
eyes that are so dark that on first glance, they also would look to appear to be voids. But instead, up close, you can see they're just a very dark brown. She gives a very smile and like a little like a pretend kind of curtsy that just out of fun. And she giggles. Yeah, Brett has been an absolute. Well, you've been just so useful. And she smiles after the hesitation and kind of just pats him on the back. And Brett just stares at her with a gaudy longing. And she goes, yes, you must be then. And she looks to Ava Heloise, which I have heard so much about from, and she gestures to Brett and she reaches out to take your hand and just like a gentle hello. And you then must be the unenviable but ever sarcastic Dakota Rain. Am I wrong?
by the adjectives or by my name.
We'll just go. Do I have the right person for right now?
Yes,
Your
I am
name.
Dakota Rain.
Oh, well, you know. And she actually does the same thing that she did to Ava. She reaches out for your hand.
I will shake it firmly.
Okay, so you give a firm handshake. She will, in turn, return a relatively firm handshake. And then, but I don't think you match the description of Oliver Hopkins.
Ollie unfortunately had some business to take care of, but
I've heard he's been missing. Yes.
yes, missing. Just doing business. He's very busy.
Nosferatu can get up to their businesses. A missing Nosferatu isn't necessarily a suspicious Nosferatu. A Nosferatu.
We like to call him busy, not missing.
Fair enough.
Yes, this is a new friend of ours.
Are you two new to the city?
What? Not so much. I'm Nelson. Hi,
Good to meet you, Nelson. My name is Porsha, and she smiles.
Porsha.
She reaches for your hand as well and gives you
yeah.
a. Now, out of curiosity, is your thin blood cold to the touch?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. So she gives you a gentle, like handshake as well. I just haven't heard. Your name hasn't fallen out of my dear friend Brett's mouth. She gives a very polite giggle. So my apologies. I don't mean to be rude.
No, not rude. I'm not popular, I suppose is the word. Not many people around here know me, at least.
Well, perhaps that'll change in time. Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you all for a wonderful show. And this place is so incredibly quaint.
It used to be a porn theater.
Fascinating. Chicago is... Well, it is Chicago. Yeah. You've done quite a bit of renovation. I never would have known had you not told me. You may Wits Insight me only on that, Ava.
Oh.
Only an Ava Wits Insight roll on that.
I want her to never come back here ever again.
All right, sure.
With 4 successes, you think she's being genuine. You genuinely, all of you do, but even on that roll, you think she's being genuine on that. She genuinely thinks this is a quaint place and she enjoys it.
Can I also just, is she, like, a lot of Toreador seem very fake. Does she seem genuine? Like, what is it about her? Like, what's, like, from this short conversation we've had, does she seem like a genuine person? Does she seem fake? Does she, like, what's her personality? I'm trying to gauge.
Then I need another Wits Insight.
Okay. I'm trying to get a feel for this Porsha.
The code doesn't have anything to do with her.
You could re-roll 3 of those if you spend a willpower.
Yeah, let's do that.
With 2, to you, obviously all Toreador carry an air of faux kindness, an air of confidence, even if it's not earned or deserved. It's part of your blood. It demands it of you. It eeps off of you almost sometimes unwillingly. And sure, that absolutely reeks off of Porsha as well. There is that Toreador potential faux kindness that falls from every word. But beyond that, she genuinely seems to be very genuine in everything she's saying.
Okay. Well,
I would love to return next time there's a show. I had never seen Baby Chorus before. It was my first time, and I'm impressed. And I'm told the guitarist is also the sheriff of Chicago, which is that is incredibly unique.
They're so good. I heard them for the first time tonight as well.
Oh wow! Even if you're not new, maybe you are more new to this lifestyle. And
yes,
are you a fan of music?
I am a fan of music. I am. I have a wide taste. There's very little I dislike. What about you?
Yeah, I like music.
I prefer classical.
You're a classical fan. I am as well. Actually, I was at an orchestra performance not too long ago.
As was I.
Oh, it's a shame we didn't cross paths.
What did you see what was the performance you saw?
Well, there was plenty of songs, but it was the orchestra, and she gives the date, and it was the same orchestra you went to.
Okay, it was. Okay.
Yep. It's a shame we didn't cross paths, but I mean, there were thousands of people there, so.
Well, Dakota kind of cuts eyes at Ava, knowing now what, like, they were at the same thing with Nero. Dakota's, I mean, we'll be happy to invite you back if they play again, but one of our hopes for this space is to provide it to the kindred community. So if you needed a place, we'd be more than happy to host you.
Oh wow, that is nobody's made that offer since I've entered the city, and I am incredibly grateful for that. Luckily, and she looks to Brett, I have been able to attain rather comfortable lodgings and settle myself quite nicely here in Chicago. And as she like reaches out and like rubs his shoulder, Brett has been most accommodating, and he can be useful when you want him to be, can't you? And he like looks to her and is like, "Yeah, I definitely can." And there's a look to her, yeah, that might make Dakota go, "Ugh."
It's like
And
step on
Ava,
me,
you've only
mommy
seen
vibes.
this.
I hate it.
Yeah. And Ava, you haven't even seen him this well behaved, like to her. And she looks back over and to him, and I mean back to you guys, and says, "But I do genuinely appreciate that offer. Actually, I was lingering around hoping to grab your ear for just a moment, Dakota. I saw you leave with Jackson for a bit. I wasn't aware that you and Jackson were friendly at all. And I mean, I can't help but I'm a busybody. Call it the Toreador blood. I just never thought that he would be having a business with somebody who runs a quaint little theater out here, kind of in the middle of nowhere, stuck on the edges of Camarillo territory. Fascinating and interesting. Is there anything you can tell me? If it's not, I understand. Kindred business is business.
His interests aren't with the theater. My interests lie with my clan. And he is helping me as a Ventru can.
Oh, I can't help but say I also sympathize. While the Gangrel and the Toreador certainly have their differences, the city hasn't felt the same. According to, and she gestures back to Brett, with the Gangrel missing. And he goes, "All right, yeah, I'm obliged to admit, without you guys around, it's a little bit
Well, don't let
too peaceful.
We, in fact, are around. The difference is we are uninvited."
She smiles. "Well, I may just be a neonate, but if there's anything someone like me can do, I'd love to get my, I just want to get settled on solid ground here in Chicago." And Brett has informed me of all how this whole hierarchy thing works, and so I want to make sure I'm doing what's needed to.
Is she lying?
Your wits awareness, wits insight.
I mean, I probably can't beat this.
Yes.
I mean, you're all welcome to make a wits insight. Every single one.
No, I'm not going to bother.
I'm
Nelson's just going to be like, "Yeah, me too." Like, I'm learning. So if you need any help, if you need like a study buddy kind of thing,
that's hilarious.
It's cute.
We'll get to that here in a second. As I just want to see what the role is.
Because I just want to.
Sure, you know what?
Messy critical.
No critical. Just
Oh, you're right.
successes.
It only had one. Yeah.
Yeah,
The messy,
and Ava
it was
rolled
just
2.
110. Yep. And,
She does. Honest to God, she genuinely doesn't seem like she's lying.
About being a neonate and everything.
Yeah, it all seems. She doesn't seem to be lying. She looks back to Brett. Now, yeah, certainly some people might think it's weird to call themselves neonate, but if you've been educating Camarillo on terminology, and
yeah,
it's kind of what you call yourselves. She goes, and actually, like Chicago's big and stuff. Maybe it would be good though to, I mean, maybe it'd be good to walk the streets with a gangrel. No offense, Brett. And she smiles to him, and then back to Dakota, and then back to Dakota. But I'm sorry, what was your name? Nelson, was it? Nelson. That sounds like a great idea, actually. Maybe we could study at some point. I'll my people reach out to your people, and by that I mean I'll send a letter somewhere.
Ava glances.
How about this? Anybody that wants to talk to me can brave the train yards and come find me.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
If you're up for it, that is where you'll find me and any gangrel in this city.
Well, maybe I can convince Brett to send the message for me. And she smiles back to him, and he's like, "I mean, anything to help you out, absolutely."
Brett, have you taken Porsha to any of the regular spots for us roses? Any parties?
Oh, of course. I brought it to one of Annabelle's most recent ones. I was surprised not to see you there, but I believe that was. Oh well, I think you were just busy.
Probably.
Tell me you're busy a lot.
What about the prince?
Yeah, he makes that extremely like.
I ignore it.
Yeah.
And what about the prince? Have you brought her to the prince yet?
Oh, to Prince Bella? No, not yet. It's not
It's all right. I'm not
And he
here.
actually like stops
I'm
and
not-
he just thinks,
I'm not here to get you in trouble. I was just curious.
wait a minute, I'm supposed to, did you? And he looks over to her and she goes, and she takes it from there. I have introduced myself to the city properly and introduced myself to the prince. I met you after that, Brett. It was my first day here. I at least knew basic etiquette. Come on now. What do you think I am? Some sort of thin blood orphan? She smiles and giggles at that, her own joke.
Well,
Wait, so did you come here on your own?
Well, I was out. Yeah. Well, she kind of like, yeah, again, I'm not, new to the life, so to speak, but I was out west visiting my sire for a few weeks.
Wow.
You
Keep in touch with your sire.
a few
Yes,
weeks.
are you not on
Where
good
were you
terms with
before
yours?
I am now, but for a while we weren't. But not everybody's close with their sire, so I was just curious.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is unfortunate. I think Brett was friendly with his, if I'm trying to remember his story
are
correctly.
you friendly
And
with yours?
yes, actually, quite friendly. He
Are
was
they in the city?
No, they're out in LA, which is a fascinating city for a kindred to be in nowadays.
So I've heard.
Yeah, Anarchs are, well, they're just the Camarilla, really. They just pretend to vote on things. It's strange.
Indeed.
Well, it's been wonderful. The night is running rather late, and I want to make sure I get back in time to have a bite with Brett before
And
I can
I
get
actually
to.
have somewhere to be. I kind of peer over at Ava.
It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
You as well, Porsha. I hope to see you at future parties of ours.
Me as well. Me as well.
Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Goodbye. And instead of yep.
I pull a card for the theater, and I hand it over. It's got like a number on it.
Oh, thank you.
in
This
case
is.
decide to want to use the space.
I appreciate that. And she pulls out like to her side like a little hand purse that just pops open and slides the card in and snaps it shut before sliding it into the pants pocket that is her suit pant. And she, again, with a smile and her thick black hair, she brushes right behind her ear and says, I must be on my way. I apologize for leaving in such a hurry. Brett, please, I don't want to walk in the dark. I am don't want to be mugged here into the city. Come on. And he quickly grabs her arm and walks off with her. As they leave the door, can I please have you all make me a resolve composure check?
Resolve composure.
Absolutely. Got a
Whoa.
6.
Love it.
You cannot break me mentally.
It's not necessarily a discipline you're rolling against. Don't worry,
Okay,
because
good.
you would be aware if like your mind was being fucked with in that way. Dakota, nothing really particular happens. And again, Ava and Nelson, nothing particular happens in the moment. As the night goes on, moving into the next evening, the conversation you have with them, you had one. You know the general conversation you have, but the details are just kind of lost on you. And that doesn't really surprise you. It was a busy night. You were tired. Nelson was hungry. So, the details of the conversation are not like there to grasp. Dakota, over the course of the next, we'll say 4 or 5 nights, that slowly happens to you as well, where the details very slowly begin to slip. And again, it's not something that your character's like, wait a minute, it's slipping out of my mind.
Right.
It's just the whole, you had a conversation with her, you gave her your number, you had a very friendly, but anything else, the details just get super, super blurry afterward.
Okay, well, as soon as she's out the door, the first thing that Dakota turns to everybody and says, she goes, she's worried about being mugged.
She's a kindred. I don't think she has to worry.
What is she really worried about? You know what? I don't even have time for this. They're having an after party, and we've got like T-minus 2 hours before sunup, and I really was hoping to maybe make that. So I'm gonna hit 4 wheels and scoot over to go to an after party if you want to attend. Nelson, if you're fucking hungry,
Yes. Do we have any blood packs left anywhere that we
Ollie's
can give
bar.
her?
I'd rather not.
Yep, there would be some in Ollie's old, wherever Ollie's stashes are.
Wait. Nelson, do you prefer it fresh or not, my friend?
Fresh is better. I've
You
been
can feed
living on
anywhere
the
in this
canned
territory
stuff.
or Ollie's territory. Have your pick, my friend. As long as you don't kill anybody. If you kill somebody, I'm gonna have to dump you in the river. So.
Do you need help, Nelson? I can help you.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, let's
You
go.
go baby him through feeding. I have a date with
You
an
may-
after party.
So then you may make me a hunting roll, Ava, since it's in your own territory. Did we?
How do I do this?
Did we domain this area? Remember the
We
Chicago rules for
did,
domaining?
We get it's too easier to feed in this domain, not
Okay,
Ollie's.
awesome. So you have a very simple roll for you to make a roll. So please make a roll for feeding Ava.
How do I do that?
Depends on your hunting type. What are you? I'm assuming you're a siren.
I'm siren.
I imagine that's manipulation, persuasion. I imagine. I will
That's
double
correct
check.
because
Okay, cool.
Osiris is. I think that's right. I should be able to look that
So
up.
just make me a manipulation,
Artie's.
persuasion check. The difficulty is very low, so you're fine.
Okay.
Probably, unless you roll a failure. No, yeah, you're fine. With 3 successes, people just had a party out here. You just had a concert. Even if they're not outside and directly outside your building, within a few alleyways, hell, even a few blocks, people who are drunk and still like hanging out or chatting can easily be found. Hell, there's somebody passed out not too far. So, yes, Ava is very easily able to seduce somebody so that dear old baby teeth over here can feed. Question is, how do you feed? Nelson, do you have fangs?
Nope.
I don't think so. So as you seduce this
Do I?
person,
Okay.
let's this person's kind of just malleable at this point. We'll say it's like would you prefer a man or a woman, Ava?
I would do a woman.
Okay. What age would you like her? The oldest that came to the concert is in like, I don't know, they're in their 60s, but the oldest you could see out here.
I'd say like 20s, like a
20s easy.
a cute girl in her 20s.
Absolutely. Cute brunette in her 20s that in the middle of finishing whatever drink in a plastic cup she brought outside, not stumbling around or anything, but just walking. And Ava is the worst possible thing she could have crossed. And with just a few words and a smile, Ava's able to lure them away out of public sight and to wherever Nelson's hanging out. Now, Nelson, as she brings this person to you, how exactly do you feed?
So normally, yes, he drinks from blood packs because that's easier. But he has both a syringe ready and a razor just in case things go badly, and some. Yeah.
Do you incapacitate them first?
Me?
Yeah, if you were hunting, how do you get this
Me?
from them? Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't thought
how do
about
you
that.
do it when you go hunting for them on your own?
Because
Because no one's gonna be like, "Here's my arm, strange man with a needle. Take my blood."
You don't have. You don't
Do you
have.
have
Oh
a
any,
straw?
well, no. You could probably pay many homeless or drug addicted folk for their blood, so you might be able to get it that way. But you're getting blood that has substances in it or alcohol. Well,
I'm going to ask Ava. Like,
Okay.
I normally don't do this in social situations where there are people watching. Like flash the syringe.
And as he flashes the
And-
syringe, it becomes
and-
obvious to you that he's a thin blood who has no fangs.
This is how I've never had to help you feed before. Do you need to? Is there a way that actually I don't even know? Is there a way that I can like?
What
help
abilities do you have?
him? Well, like, can I like open the wound for him, kind of thing?
You can't open the. Well, here's what you could do. You couldn't necessarily open the. Well, yeah, you could bite him and open 2 bite marks.
Like, here you go.
But what you could do is bite him
Capricine.
and drink him for 1, even though you don't need it, because it would give him the kiss, and the kiss would make him fall into ecstasy and become very drunk. The other option is he could drink 1 hunger out of you, and then you can feed off of this human, because that's you can take and transfer hungers
Oh God.
that way.
Okay.
Obviously,
Getting weird in the alley.
but that's kindred.
How
man.
do thin bloods do this shit, man?
You've all drank from back before Maggie's character. You drank Maggie's blood for fortitude.
Oh, yeah,
power
yeah.
up. So
Yeah,
you
I
know
drank
you
from
can
Ollie,
transfer
too.
blood for hunger.
Dakota did it, but yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Dakota did not,
doesn't
but everybody
drink
else
other
did.
vampires' blood anymore.
Yeah,
Never
that's
ruined
yeah.
that.
You know what? Fair. Basically those are your two. Those are the 2 options,
Or-
other than like dominating them with a power that you. might
Okay,
have.
I could just do like an entrancement and just get him in a moment and let
Just tell
Nelson.
me what Ava makes a decision. All of these are viable.
Well, there's a few ways we can do this. Let's do it the safe way for now. I'm not going to get too weird just yet. But maybe one day. So I am going.
I hate, it's not necessarily weird to transfer hunger from one kindred to another. Like, it happens. As long as you don't do it again, he's only going to be level 1 bonded, which is just kind of a fondness for you.
Stop your fucking devil tongue.
I'm not devil tonguing. I'm just giving her mechanics. I'm giving her the mechanics.
Oh, I'm just saying the rules. So just
I'm
in
giving her
case.
the mechanics.
I kind of want to do that because
And do it.
like
And do it.
Yeah,
What
this
does
is up to
Ava want
Ava.
to
This
do
is up to
that?
Ava.
This is Ava we're talking about, and Ava's at Humanity 4.
4.
You are not like you
All right.
in your mind. I'm not going to tell you what Ava thinks. This is not me, but there is the potential that a kindred at Humanity 4 could be like level 1 blood bond is nothing. I'm not going to follow up on it, and it'll fade in 30 days. Like, and he's already pretty fond of you. Clearly, he took your last name.
I know. And we had that little conversation. So Ava thinks to that. She's like, oh, we just had that nice little talk. So maybe, all right, we're going to do it this way.
Right.
So basically what I do is I feed.
You can feed him first down to however many points of hunger you want to give him.
2 points of hunger.
So give him 2. He'll go up to minus just 1 hunger where he stops, and you'll go down to 2 hunger, and then you would only feed 1 hunger off of the human, so they could walk away for the night and feel a little drowsy and even more drunk, but you won't leave them passed out. That's the thing. Like you're also saving pain on this person by only feeding 1 dot instead of him feeding 2 dots.
Okay.
That makes sense. Is the math all working out?
Sort of, yes. So I will. You take from me, Nelson, and then I will take from her.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay then. If that's all right with you.
Yes, it's fine. It's easier this way. Trust me.
It's very difficult to punch a needle through the skin of a kindred, but the razor would do a little bit better.
Oof.
Is this all right?
Or you could slit it with the razor and then slide the needle in that way,
Okay.
Just trying to
yourself,
puncture.
Ava.
Can I do that?
That's true. Ava has fangs. She can bite herself.
Well, yeah, but then I can feed. Okay, so she'll just bite her own wrist, and
he can just feed off of your arm that way.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So,
okay.
It's fine.
Is he nervous?
Yeah, he's real nervous.
Okay. She's like, it's all right. You can do this.
Okay. Tonight's the night. Apparently, right.
Tonight's been a night of breaking all your rules anyway. So
love this.
Breaking all the rules.
You take her arm, bring it up to. She brings her arm up to close to your lips. Waits. Obviously, you're going to do the rest. You bring your hands up behind her forearm, and you lean in, and you begin to drink the thick kindred vitae from her forearm.
Diablerie, sucks to be you.
Yeah, I know. The first thing you notice is the richness in flavor. Never once have you ever tasted blood this savory, this rich, this satisfying before. The texture is thicker. It's much harder to, take in bigger gulps. But as you take what little sips you do, you realize it's immediately more nourishing. The beast not only feels sated, but he even at 1 hunger for a little while remains quiet. The reason is twofold. 1, Ava is a kindred, obviously. And I don't think you've tasted kindred blood yet, as Nelson.
Ooh, yeah.
2, Ava's also BP2.
Oh,
she is not BP1. So you're getting much more powerful blood than you would from most other neonates that are wandering around the streets or any other
stuff.
And as you kind of feel your own senses, your own beast kind of return to its place, quiet in the center of you, ready to strike at any given time.
This is even more effective to him because he is currently using heightened senses.
So it is intoxicating, bordering on addicting. Perhaps even we'll talk about if the path to drinking exclusively from kindred is something we want to go down, but we'll talk about it. However, as you feel your own body become sated And Ava, you watch as he kind of, do you watch or do you like look away or what do you like? How is Ava watching? Because we're kind of all in Nelson's perspective in this moment. But as we pull out and we see Ava, what is she doing?
I watch.
Notate that you are level 1 blood bonded to her.
Oh, yeah.
And as that, we'll say, as that blood bond kind of connects and you're about to remove your lips and in your mouth from the arm, everything seems to plunge. Sound of cars and people dissipate, evaporate. And every building around the two of you goes up in a wispy, thick smoke.
Oh, shit.
As your eyes open, Nelson, you see the very same thing. And in the distance, a green suit, a red gem, and a silhouette that looks all too familiar on the verge of both of your visions. And now we go to break.
Bitch.
Okay, everybody, we'll be back when we get back from break for a Saito bar worth of chaos.
Saito bar!
We'll be right back for the latter half of the show. Don't go anywhere. Take a bio break. Go be human, because you are not a kindred. Okay, we'll be back in a second.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got to theorize on what might be going on. We'll answer that here in a moment. I think big thank you guys to the support to get the shadow bar filled again is just thank you. That's like above and beyond. And I promise if there's anybody out there worrying like, oh God, it's gonna screw the story, I'm not doing anything to screw the story. I'm simply intensifying certain things that I wanted to happen in the first place. Let's just put it that way.
I feel like it's like so you're saturating. It's like saturating color. It's like the color was already there, you're just making it bolder.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm making it bolder and bleed a little more. So if we're good, I'm ready to just jump back right the fuck back
when
in.
you are. I'm gonna mute myself.
Let's do it. It's that sound of that thick, viscous liquid as though we're plunging through it that greets our ears before we once again refocus on Nelson and Ava, standing in surrounding nothingness, the absence of sound, sight, and even touch. Though you do stand solidly on something, it doesn't feel like there's anything physically below your feet. And it doesn't take long before out in the distance, a familiar silhouette stands in a familiar bright green suit, that red gem on his tie, slicked back hair, and that Tremere grin. He's quite a distance out. You cannot reach him, and seeing details is very difficult, but you recognize him, both of you.
Am I able to speak?
You're welcome to try.
I look to Nelson and this has happened before.
When you speak, words are emanated. You do say what you intend to say, but the way it sounds is muddied, like it's being pushed through a thick air. Nelson, you can hear it, but it's muted beyond a weird wall, again, to use the closest thing we can think of, water. Hearing the noise underwater, a little clearer than that, but it's muddied, and it's not quite loud enough where beyond maybe where Nelson is, like it would be able to be heard, so to speak. It's as though your voice is being carried and pulled away in all different directions after speaking them.
Like my dreams, but worse.
Yeah, this is...
What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I'm telling you, this just happens. And I always see him. And if I could just talk to him. And Ava's going to try to move toward Saito.
As she's like, if I could just talk to him, and you look back over to Saito, he is maybe a foot from you.
Oh.
You heard no footsteps. You didn't hear voice. Simply looking away and speaking with Nelson, turning back, and here he is. Saito. Everything they say is damn clear. You can move through this like it is air. It is a place that you are free. Truly. Certainly you're on some level of the abyss. It's difficult to know why you were pulled here. You're not sure. But before you were Ava and Nelson standing together. They had some conversation. You heard every word of it. You've been trying to reach them for so very long. You, in your absence, in your death, as Saito is likely accepted by now, freedom wasn't given to your soul. You've come to understand that your death was, while not part of the plan, rather incidental to Sybil's. It's as though your soul was caught in a net. You were pulled instantaneously to the brim of the abyss and existed there for what feels to be an eternity. You aren't sure how long it's been beyond the realm that you are now, and those thoughts are fleeting. But in that time, Saito has still been Saito. And the spark of curiosity is part of his soul. While you couldn't do your studies like you once could, with books and notes and experimentations, you had hunches. You listened to the crying voices, embraced the pain that welled over you, allowed the abyss to shake and pull and carry you on its waves in the chaotic world between life and death. Never truly set free, always in pain, but aware. In that time, attempting to decipher exactly what Sybil's been doing has been hard. You know that it has something to do with her sire from what little you've known or pulled from Ava and the Loud Ones as a whole. But it's in your existence on the edge of the abyss that you've learned something you're not sure even Sybil knows. Her sire, your belief is, has merged with the abyss entirely. That the La Sombra Antediluvian is the abyss.
What?
On some level. The dangers this poses are completely unknown. Saito has the assumptions, of course, that it's world ending, but so is eternal night in many different definitions. How bad and how different it could be, you don't know. But you can't imagine it'll be good. And you've been trying to reach Ava for so long. And as you stand before her, you can hear them. You know you have the ability to speak. You see a third. Behind Ava. Like spattered ink marks on a wall, barely able to be seen. A woman whose hair blends with the background that sprays out from her own head like twigs and vines. And I don't want to say it's it's not the Fae. I'm not talking about the Fae.
Okay.
Though it has that kind of similar feel in that how it looks. However, it also ends in spattered ink. And her entire being lacks definition. Half seen, half part of this abyss. And your soul feels true fear. You are looking at Sybil.
Oh, shit. My shadow.
Ava does not see this. Neither does Nelson. And now you're not sure if you can speak what you so desperately wish to speak. But Ava, as you turn and you see him.
Ava will continue to speak to him, and she'll just be like, I found him, Saito. I found your son, and I keep seeing you, and I keep trying to reach out to you and say something, but I keep missing you, and I really need you right now, and I can't do this without you. I just need you here.
You watch Saito as she speaks, her hands moving, and you take note that Sybil does not seem to be mimicking these movements. You also note that Sybil, as she speaks, as Ava speaks, and you perhaps gaze lovingly and longingly at Ava, but of course, your eyes cannot help but try to piece together the puzzle in the moment. And you see at the bottom of Sybil's feet, they dissipate, and you can barely make out what seems to be a connecting shadow between Ava and her.
Oh, now he knows.
Saito looks over your shoulder and just says, "Did she tell you what my last words were?"
She did, actually.
She did.
Then she has some honor, and she knows some emotion.
She
you
does.
don't need me. I'm already dead.
No. You don't understand. I do need you. I feel so lost, and I'm in deep now. I'm in deep.
Does Saito have I know he knows Sybil's there. How does he feel about seeing Sybil, just internally?
Oh God, that's going to be a whole mix of emotion. Now that Ava started talking properly, he's trying to ignore her, but he is basically seething underneath that she is here and she is connected to Ava.
Can I please get from you, since you are seething,
maybe you just like bubbling.
No frenzy. You don't get to suffer frenzy anymore. You're dead.
I was gonna say, does he have his character sheet? I don't even think.
I don't know if it got transferred over. Actually, I don't think it.
I don't have it on here. No.
Yeah,
no, it's not on the new.
It has not been transferred over.
It's gone.
It's kind of like there's no need for it anymore or something.
No.
Unless Ava decides to take some very drastic decisions, which is possible. No, I would like to have from you a resolve composure check.
Oh, okay.
Which you're gonna have to go to the old character sheet for this just to see what you're
roll a bunch
rolling.
of.
If I could pull that.
I could just roll a bunch of T10s on.
Yeah, just like a handful.
I'll do 20d10. Oh my goodness! How am I going to search through?
Here, I got it. Okay, let's.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, let me open up this.
Do like a screenshot or something quick.
It was like a dig. Yeah. I can definitely.
Yeah, it's a bit buried. My apologies.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you know what? I bet I don't have access to your character sheet.
Oh shit!
But
I would.
Can we make an assumption on what his dice pool is?
Here, no, I can send you this instead. This is the link to that game, everybody. I'm going to send it to you privately in Zoom, so you can still access it and find it faster.
Last launched on 10/26/20. Open this sucker up and let me just see the vast sea of memories over here.
Yeah, it was a little shell shocking.
Oh man, I can even see the last roll that was made of the game, which was a predator roll from Ava.
Yes,
hilarious.
Sounds about right.
That's how it goes.
Oh my god. There's Hodge's character sheet.
Oh my god.
The character sheet. Let's see. Saito.
Oh man, you do not want to mess with Saito when he's alive. Never mind. Okay. What was it? Composure resolve?
Yeah, it's a 7, a 4, 5, 6 dice.
Yeah, okay.
You don't get to rouse the blood because you don't have any.
He doesn't have no blood.
I know. I'm sorry.
6, 10. That is 1, 2, 3 successes.
Yeah, you can spend a willpower, however, it's not for a reroll. It's a stat. I would consider it a willpower you never get to have back. Should Saito ever return, and there is an immediate consequence for using it, or you can just trust in the 3. In the 3. I'm not saying that's wrong.
I think that's fair. Saito will not use that now. This is
3 is still good. 3 is still very, very good. And like I said, you have many feelings when seeing Sybil, but I imagine they all culminate to a single feeling of, I don't want her here. I don't want her near me. The fear, the anxiety. And as you feel that, for a moment, it's as though you can sense her very existence at your fingertips, as though she physically can be grazed and touched. But you realize that's not you. You feel it through wherever you are right now. Through the abyss, perhaps. But in that, your innermost desires seem to come to fruition as Sybil is plunged into the depths and no longer able to be seen.
Hell yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad, actually.
Yeah, I mean, probably the first time ever you see confusion
I don't know
Saito's face.
It doesn't matter what I've done. You've helped me so much. She's part of me now again. But you stopped whatever deeper connection that could have been there, and for that I thank you.
That ritual was the last thing I ever did. I used the photo I took of you and the blood I took before she took root. And that's all I needed. But now it's your turn, because you are in a much better position to help people. She can't hear us here right now, but she will. The abyss is your enemy. It is the antediluvian. And you should think about other people before you think about me.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
That friendly, warm grin that Saito has practiced so well.
If I ever, if I hope this isn't the last time I get the opportunity to talk to you. I didn't want you to go.
I didn't want to go either, but we both made mistakes.
I know.
So just know that I love you and that I am glad you found both Nelson and my book.
I love you too, Saito. And just don't be gone forever. This abyss or whatever it is, it's not going to keep me from you.
I believe that. But remember, you don't need me.
She just reaches out her hand.
Can I get a resolve composure check from Saito again?
Oh. That is 4 successes.
Beautiful. That's a hell of a roll. Luckily, this is unfortunately this is for a different thing altogether.
Oops.
And
I'm dead now.
No, not
No!
You're not dead. However, as she's those words fall from Ava's lips, the world around you feels heavy suddenly. Only for Saito. It's as though the pressure of a wall sits on your shoulders and your knees get weak, and as though you are attempting to hold something beyond your capabilities. It lasts half a second before you feel it's going to crush you. You're going to collapse. This could be the very end. Suddenly everything feels final, and before you can respond or even reach out for Ava, all of you are plunged in darkness. And in that darkness, the sounds of cars return. The woman stands confused nearby, but she's still there. And everything is returned to normal. How's Nelson looking?
Did Nelson see all of that?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Nelson is fucking terrified.
I didn't think that was going to happen for about, the next time Nelson showed up, so I was thinking like a month or two at least. It happens.
I always expedite things. Ava always expedites things.
Okay,
Ava is actually paralyzed in her emotions and everything. She honestly can't even feed from this poor girl that we pulled on the street at this point. She can't even move.
As that becomes clear, the woman's entrancement with you does eventually fade, and when she realizes she's not about to get laid, she leaves.
Yeah.
She walks off.
Nelson is going to grab your hand really tight and drag you to wherever he can find either the
theater's right over there.
The basement.
Yeah, you could go to the theater in the basement of the theater. As you walk into the theater, is Dakota still around? No,
she is racing
Dakota's at the
party.
party.
She
She
went out with Damien.
It's
yeah,
just you,
she's
baby.
the after party. That's So
I wanted to-
she's gone now.
I wanted to go after
but
now
the
I'm
theater shelf
shook.
is empty by now. The people have left. The instruments are all packed up and gone. So it's empty. You can head to the basement to be extra secure if you do want to drag her, but
we just sit on the stage, I guess.
yeah, sure.
Mhm.
So you plop up on the stage, the both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Does Nelson say anything, or you just kind of sit and you just kind of, did the both of you just quietly, almost in shock, kind of just sit in what just happened as the night is almost done? You're like less than an hour before the night is done. I mean, you could stay up past that, but then it becomes dangerous if, sun.
Yeah. I almost said Dakota. Ava is just, her hands are shaking, and she just looks to Nelson, and that was the first time I actually got to speak to him.
That's
Now you know where he is.
Nelson might not quite understand any of what happened. He might not even know the word antediluvian.
yeah, that's pretty low on the agenda of things you're going to need on a day-to-day basis.
Especially with Saito being your educator.
Yeah.
He might not have even believed in them necessarily.
He's dead. He's dead, right?
He's, for all intents and purposes, dead, but he's truly just trapped somewhere that isn't here. He served somebody who was very powerful, very
and that's the thing that killed. I don't. No. What was it?
It's an incredibly old vampire, I guess, but not really. It's what we call a Methuselah.
Saito mentioned that word. Okay.
You have that much. Okay. And its power is somehow connected to a realm called the Abyss.
Doesn't sound like a nice place.
No, it's not. And that's kind of what we just saw. That is what I see regularly. Like, it's becoming a lot more regular than it used to be, honestly. So
How do you keep it together? That place is fucking terrifying.
It is.
You see that all the time?
Yeah.
Why? How?
Because I'm connected to it as well. That's what Saito and I did together a very long time ago.
What does that mean?
Okay. I know you're
connected to something that killed Saito.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Well, fuck.
I'm sorry that you had to find out this way. I didn't expect that to happen when you drank from me. And
me either.
If it makes you feel any better, you're safe, okay? You are safe. You have nothing to worry about.
I don't feel very safe. I know you said you protect me. I
will. I will.
I believe you. I am so out of my depth.
Yeah, you are. I'm not very reassuring. But you're in this whether you want to or not. Unfortunately, I could protect you and shield you from all this. I could. And Saito obviously tried to do that. But we're in too deep now, Nelson, to try to shield or protect anybody from anything. We're in too deep. And because you were involved with Saito and you're in the city, you're in it too, whether you like it or not.
I should have fucking left. I should go.
No.
I'm gotta interrupt for a second because that's the perfect kindred response. Once you realize you should have left, it's too late. You're fucked.
You should have left, yes, but now you're here.
Ava, you're so mean. You convinced him to stay, and you're like, yeah, you should have left.
It's the tough love. You gotta learn it. You gotta learn it.
You've come such a long way, man. You are so manipulative. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Nelson, just listen to me, okay? She grabs his hand.
You are level 1 blood bonded. Keep that in mind, Delson.
Oh yeah.
What you just saw, I know it's really scary. I know you feel really in over your head, but if you heard Saito, you know he's counting on us to take care of this. So we can't let him down.
Okay.
Okay? It's going to be, well, I know I have some connection to that thing, and it is dangerous, but myself, Dakota, and Ollie, we have a lot of powerful allies. We're building a lot of powerful things in this city. We've been spending our entire unlives preparing for what is to come. So we're not just gonna sit around and let everybody get killed, let you die. Saito died for this cause. So we're not just gonna give up and run away, like I said. We need you. We need all of the Thin Bloods. You all are way more capable than you think you are.
How does Nelson look as the silence kind of settles?
It's starting to dawn on him.
Mm-hmm.
But
you've seen this look recently, Ava. Haley at the bar had a similar look.
We're all in it now, baby. So strap yourself in, Nelson. All right. It's gonna take some time for you to process all of this. Just don't let it eat you up, okay? Don't let it consume you.
How?
Well,
this is everything you've been doing for the last decade?
Yes, several decades at this point. And yeah, it helps to have a support system. I would probably be insane myself. I would not have made it if not for Dakota and Ollie. And so that's why we have each other. You have us. So you're going to be working at the theater. Dakota's got you a job. So you're not alone is really what it is. It's you're in it, but you're not alone.
Right. Okay.
She grabs both of his hands and just like squeezes them tight. Like he's very shook right now. She can see that. She's trying to ground him. So I just take a moment to just try to ground Nelson.
And as you grab his hands, the camera does a quick cut to a close up of her grabbing hold and a gentle squeeze. And on that gentle squeeze, we'll cut. Is Dakota, do you want to do anything at this party in particular, or are you simply there to watch Damien?
I'm just probably there trying not to be awkward, like in the corner, and I'm just trying to participate, but I'm definitely the nerdy kid at the cool kid party.
Okay, cool. And so we kind of get a little visual of that, of Dakota, just like a little awkward and out of place at this party. Nobody's like staring at you, but I'm sure Dakota feels like everybody is staring at her. That's how I would feel
like
anyway.
Knives in
yeah.
Scott Pilgrim, when she shows up to practice. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you're just there. And Dakota convinces herself it was a great time, and maybe she did actually have a great time because she got to see Damien the whole time.
Yeah, it was perfect. And I got to hang out. You know what? I will say, did I learn anything in my private time with the band from their conversation, their interaction? Did I learn something?
In like when you were back there in the back end talking to Damien?
Did I overhear? No, just like if I'm hanging with them at this party.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Are they hanging out?
Nothing that's like, you would pick up from them. Maybe some future shows that they have scheduled, maybe some gigs, online marketing, what do you call it? Like plans, basically. Okay, we're officially gonna get like a TikTok up and running, and we need to start doing shorts. Those kinds of conversations.
Okay.
With Annabelle, it's always very business. And Damien looks as disinterested as he does in everything else. And Nero is very obviously like his head is elsewhere. He's here because he has to be.
This is actually the poignant question. What are they each interested in? Like Annabelle's clearly business.
Oh yeah,
what does Nero seem interested in?
Oh, that's the thing. Is like
question.
So Annabelle is basically barking at them what the plans are for the band, and there's just like he looks like his mind is elsewhere. You don't know what Nero's thinking about, but it clearly isn't anything here. Damien is likely he's like taking it in. But he looks bored. Like it's probably like more to him like this is a job. Like that kind of thing.
It's just day to day. He just wants to be the guitar player. Yeah.
Annabelle very much seems up until the point where you get to the party, nonstop business, push. Next recording gig, next plans. Okay. When's the next this? Okay. When's the next that?
So I would ask to make a roll.
Okay.
I would like to make some kind of either political check or some kind of streetwise check, just based on conversation, to see how we could help them.
I would say then that would be not streetwise, but what was the other one you wanted?
Politics.
Yeah, politics would definitely work.
What would you like me to roll with it?
Wits. This is you taking an opportunity to jump in sporadically and try and push in your agenda.
Yeah, I'm more taking it in so I can push my agenda later. That's Dakota's way of doing things. But this is exactly what that is. Okay, I'm going to, that's not what I want. I am going to rouse for this. This is important to Dakota.
Okay, you get a little hungry.
So I got a little hungry. That's fine. It's been a long night. Okay, wits politics. Here we go, everybody. This isn't a horrible role for Dakota anymore, everyone.
Didn't you take points in politics?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to see that actual character growth on a cheat too.
Character growth. Let's go.
All right. This is a 6 dice pool. Did it go?
Hell yeah.
And I only see 4 dice though.
That didn't work. Okay, let me try.
Why did I say transferred? Medicine wits. Oh, that's why.
Oh,
you rolled medicine wits.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't work out the way it was supposed to. Let me try that again, everybody. Politics. The sheet rolls backwards in roll 20. You have to go politics.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm in it to win it. Did it go?
I don't see it. Not yet.
Nope.
No. Why roll 20? I might do a refresh, everyone.
Oh, there it is.
There it goes. Okay.
3 successes.
Okay.
The first thought that comes to you, if they're looking to start doing marketing, especially in more like we'll call it like modern day stuff, you just picked up a thin blood that's relatively young and could maybe do some potential marketing things. You could take it on yourself, of course. You could just genuinely offer to take over those things. Ava is a photographer. She is all about being able to frame something and get those things done. That also would maybe be a nice reason for her to have a burner cell phone or something that is technically against the Masquerade, but Annabelle knows and everybody else knows. I was already
kind of picking up that they're using social media and talking about TikTok and stuff.
They're trying to. They would have. They would. The conversation you're hearing are them hiring outside networks, outside talent to do it, to like managers, social media managers.
I know what Dakota will do. Okay, she's gonna simmer on it.
Okay, that's fine.
But
she simmers on it through the party's night.
Would be perfect.
Oh, what a great thought.
So,
all right. Note that. Write that down so we don't forget.
Dakota's just listening, right? Like she's like taking it all in, and she sees that Damien's bored. And before the night is over, in the midst of all of Annabelle's like business berating, Dakota like leans over and she goes, "Do you want to go out back and skateboard?"
He doesn't move his head, but his eyes just kind of turn toward you. I don't have a board, but I'll watch you do it.
You can use my board. Look, I put your sticker on it. And I like show him the bottom of the board. It's got like a baby core sticker along with a bunch of other stickers.
As you
no
hold
doubt,
it
right?
up and you point it out, he goes, that's cute. All right, let's I gotta finish this up. And as he waits for Annabelle to wrap up, and everybody starts pouring out of the car to go into the party, you'll go out back first and do some boarding
Yeah, I'm
with
sure
him.
I'm like killing a dumpster, breaking a curb a little bit, you know, because it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
like not a whole lot back here, like, you know, skidding across old, ancient, beautiful brick in the city. I'm just like scarring it up a little bit, you know.
And you're out there for maybe 5 to 10 minutes before the back door of this club swings open, and Annabelle looks to the right and then left and sees the two of you. She's like, hey, Damien, you need to show face. People need to see that you're here and that you give a shit. Come on. And Damien just looks to you and he's like, I appreciate the breather.
Yeah.
And then Annabelle, come on. And Damien doesn't really hurry, but starts to walk over that way.
Hey, Annabelle.
Hey, well, oh, hey, yo, you showed up. You came. Good to see you.
I bridge the gap so she stops yelling.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, hey, I have a thought. Is there a way I can get in contact with you, maybe not on a busy night?
I mean, you have my number to book a show, right? Yeah, get in there. Yeah, Tom, he wants your autograph. And I think that girl wants you to sign her tits. So just go over there, take a selfie, go. Yeah, where you book for gigs, you can reach out there. We'll set up a meeting or something. I think we had a couple of years ago, we had a meeting, I think, for the first gig of the theater. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
My offices.
Cool. Yeah, I'll give you a call.
You coming in?
I should beat the sun.
Oh, yeah, well, she like looks at her watch. Yeah, safely you have about an hour and a half. This place closes down in like 30 minutes. If you wanted to come in, have a good time.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Ah, great, good. And she smiles, a super warm, friendly smile, and like ushers you in through the back. And as the door shuts, ka-chunk, we'll cut. The next evening. Everybody rouse check, please.
Okay.
So I'm at hunger 2 because I didn't feed on that girl.
Correct.
And I
You are
no,
you were at hunger. Yes, you're at hunger 2 because you were at hunger 0 prior.
Gotcha.
Nelson gets a little hunger.
I don't know why my
Ava
coming
goes
through.
to hunger 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna try again. I'm gonna refresh my roll 20, y'all.
Yeah, no problem. Roll
Rolls
20.
gonna go down for
Mm,
just a moment.
I
will get us
okay,
caught
there we
back
go.
up.
Got it.
Everybody's out there rolling dice. It makes me happy, but you got the server bogged up, y'all.
I know.
Okay. Let's give
Do you
that.
have all those other Roll20 games open still? I don't
No,
know if that affects
I
it.
closed
Oh,
them.
okay.
Well, I should
But it
close the
does
other
look,
one,
you know what's
actually.
crazy? It did pull that game up. Isn't that nuts? I'm going to have to completely log back in because it must have been the last like hash round or whatever.
Oh, there's Detective Frank right there, dude. There's his
yeah, I
character
got
sheet.
Frank Reigns in there.
We gotta move some of these over, actually.
And the puppers. I moved
Yeah, I
the
know the
puppers. Anything attached to Dakota, I did manage to move over. So Frank and the puppers and Bella, Princess Bella are all.
Malik was the name of the goddamn. That was his name.
That
Malik.
was the sire.
That was
Yeah.
the sire's name.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's give this rouse check one more rouse, shall we?
No, that Nelson knows that.
And I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
back up
No,
for
he'd
you.
Good
wouldn't know
old
that.
brain scrubbing.
Thank you for your patience on my little hiccup there.
That's the nice thing of like longer streams, though. You know, if things go wrong, not a huge deal. They'll just reset some
does
things.
Not want to
and
rouse, so
start
I'm
over.
gonna do it manually. Screw it.
Oh, yeah, just give me a 1 to 10.
It just
I
says
probably should do it.
rolling the dice.
On whether we're telling you what the
I
number
might
is.
have real dice.
Wow, that's weird. That's only
Oh.
for you too. It hates you.
Yeah.
It really does. It doesn't.
Let's see. While she's doing that, let's see. What was the last roll Dakota made? Dakota's last roll of season 2 was a rouse check. Oliver's last
fail.
Ollie's roll was also a rouse check.
Did
And
they
mine
fail?
was
You're
for
doing.
snitch.
Mm.
An insight
be
check.
doing
Well, you know what's crazy? Y'all are gonna love this. I put a new roller on my stream deck.
Hey.
Yay!
On the
A dice
side.
cam?
It's
Let's
like
go.
It's like a button and I press it and it rolls the dice. So
Yay!
I-
Dice cam.
I wonder if I've got a D. I do. Look at me go. Oh wait, there it is.
Oh, hey, right! It's a success. You don't get any
Yay!
hunger. I heard you threatening it with something else.
That was a delayed ass
something
roll.
better than you. Look, I
God.
succeeded at all of them though. So
But Dakota, you rolled a success in the other one and the D. Wow! Look at you. You rolled a success, a 10, and another 10.
Let's go.
You get less hungry with
I
your
know.
crit.
You deserve.
Does somebody here have aggravated damage I'm forgetting about?
No, I think I'm healed from all my. The only
How much
one I
did you
was
have?
healing from was from the fight with old moon Moonface.
Yeah. That was taken care of. Okay.
I had some from when I stabbed
Moon.
myself.
That's what it was.
Sybil.
How many did you
Thank you.
take?
I took 2.
Okay. You need to roll me 2 more rouse
yeah.
checks this morning. It's
I'm
3
sorry, I
rouse
stole
checks.
the
It's
rouse
force
checks.
healed. Your body force heals aggravated damage. Okay, so your aggravated damage is fully healed now. You are now at 4 hunger, however.
Okay.
You need to eat.
I'm about to drain.
Would you like to
somebody
call
else.
room service again?
Yeah, let's hope I don't kill him this time. Yeah.
Second room service in like a week. As you call down to the main floor, the phone on the other end is, hi, this is Katie. How can I help you? Which room number?
Room number 666.
No, yeah, perfect. Whatever room number.
Whatever my room
Miss
number is at
Eloise
the
in
very
penthouse
top.
Suite. How can I help? How can I help you today?
I could truly use some food tonight.
Oh my, we've had a busy week, haven't we?
Indeed, it's been quite busy.
Are we going to have another accident again? I feel another one might cause a bit. Just watch yourself.
Katie, I truly hope not.
So does the prince, I'm sure.
I apologize for the last time, but I promise. Well, we'll see what happens.
I'll send it up. Do
hopefully
you
I'm
have a
good.
preference of age?
Usually younger and attractive, please. Thank
Attractive
you.
male or female? I know you have a preference for male usually, but
Let's do male tonight. The last with the female didn't go well. So
understood. All right. Well, we have a few here. I'll send one of the blood dolls up, and I'll mark him for recovery. All right. I will. You should be there in a few minutes.
Thank
Just
you.
relax.
You're a doll. Thank you.
Of course. Click. And it clicks, a few minutes pass before there's a knock at the door. As you open it, a very attractive young man who is wearing just a very kind of business casual attire of a button-down shirt and khakis with some dress shoes walks in. He smiles, but as they do from the ivory tower, he says nothing. He simply awaits for your instructions after he enters the apartment.
It's gonna be short and quick because I'm hungry.
Okay, cool.
So,
Since you're at 4, I still think you make a hunger frenzy check. I got to double check on the taste of blood. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh,
I love to lean on Josh and force him to think about rules.
sorry, I
If I'm at-
was looking at something else. What was the question?
I said 4 hunger. You still have to roll a hunger frenzy check, correct?
Yeah, but it's only like 2 difficulty.
Yep, it's 2 difficulty. Just want to make sure.
Holy shit, I remembered.
You did, because that's the lowest difficulty you can do. No, taste of blood while at hunger 4 or higher is a 3 difficulty roll.
Oh,
So you need to make me a frenzy check, please.
but you're a 4?
like resist.
She is, because she just healed the rest of her aggravated damage as well as waking up. However, you rolled 3 successes, which is the exact number you need to roll. And while you drain him down to barely alive, the faintest pulse, the shallowest of breath, if that's what you choose to do, you can bring yourself back to 1 hunger, to really bring him to the brink of death.
I will do that.
As you do so, do you do it like in front of the door? Do you lay him on the couch? I'm curious how you treat the blood doll.
Oh, you know what? I barely let him in the room, honestly.
Certainly.
I just grab him and just.
And you
yeah.
take bit care of business, and this is sometimes happens. He wasn't surprised nor panicked. Once he's finished, you just lay him on the floor.
Yeah.
As you do
Yeah.
so, there's a button you can press inside your apartment. You press the button quickly while gathering your things, opening the door to leave. And as you flick the lights off, shut the door and lock it, our camera kind of slowly lowers to this unconscious man before we slowly fade to black. Where are the 3 of you going to meet tonight? Because some
I'm
conversations.
checking to see if Ollie is back.
So everybody
Fuck.
probably will go to the lights out.
The
pub
lights
then.
out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes sense. So it's the night after the show. Ollie was not there. And that was definitely a thought, but the busyness of the evening, the vision Ava had, and plus the Damien after party thing all kind of kept you all very much moving forward. And it's on this night that the real thought that Ollie is missing settles. And as you all get to the lights out pub, it is open. Obviously, you can see a light in the background. As you open the door, you can hear sounds like a burger cooking as there's one guy off in the corner who's having a drink and reading the local newspaper. As you get close, you realize he's a city worker and he's going to be heading out. It looks like construction uniform. And from the back, you go, I'll be out in a second. I just let me get this burger going. That's just Grant shouting to you all entering as he hears the door open and shut.
Yeah, I'm like, Grant, have you heard from Ollie?
Oh, is that you, Red? Hang on a second. And there's a couple more minutes before you hear him, the sizzling kind of stop. He runs out with the plate as he's wiping off his left hand on his apron and slides the burger in front of it, in front of the gentleman reading the paper. Anything else? All right, cool. Hey, all right, Red. Yeah, let's head to the kitchen. Let's give this guy some peace. He wants to read the newspaper. I don't want to bother him.
What's on the front page of the newspaper?
As you look over to the newspaper to see what's on the front page, it is a local sports team does really well.
Oh, nothing about the bombing.
The Chicago Bulls.
Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, Chicago Bears.
Local
Bears.
sports team.
All right, local sports. Nothing
as
about
you
a
all
bombing
march
in town. Got it. Cool.
as you all march out back. Yeah, no, that doesn't necessarily surprise you, depending on who has their fingers in whose pockets.
I wanted to see how covered up it was. Basically, Dakota's getting confirmation. It's like covered,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you make your way out back, and Grant is taking off what plastic gloves he actually had on, and unties the back of his apron to leave it kind of loose, hanging around his neck. To answer your question, no, boss ain't been around. I was hoping you'd seen him.
I haven't laid eyes on him.
All right, I'm going to close this place tomorrow. I'm going looking. I'll load my gun with what little dragonfire rounds I know we had laying around.
Hey, look, I can't go letting you.
I'm not asking for permission. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying we're not to that point yet. He's been gone longer. Let me see if I can pick up a trail before you go walking around the streets with a fucking shotgun in your hand.
At what point has Ollie ever been gone this long without saying anything?
I'm just saying, if we panic, I might lose my temper.
Okay, well, okay. We don't just relax. We'll take a deep breath. And he really does try to like calm you down at that point. There's just like a genuine like, okay.
So
I'm sure he's fine. I just worry he's.
Have you heard from Haley?
No.
Did you feed his cats?
Yes.
You fed them?
Yes, he's shown me them before.
Okay. I'm just making sure. We don't need hungry panthers walking around.
No, thank you. Have you seen those fuckers like eat meat? Watching them eat the meat is actually scary. I don't know how that happens, but it actually is scary.
Okay. Have you seen Ava tonight?
As I think you say so, you hear a door open. Hey, I'll be right out. No problem. Just give me a second.
It's just me.
Oh, just speak of the beautiful. And he walks past Dakota, swings the door open. Nelson, you're with her. And as he opens the door, he's like, come on back. We're having a little, and he looks over to the guy reading the newspaper. Employee meeting.
All right. I'll head to the back.
And as you walk by, he shouts over you, need a refill? You good? Okay. He walks out back with you. The door swings shut.
Okay.
Ollie's missing still. Sorry. Ollie has yet to come back. Please.
Okay.
Yes. He has not returned from whatever walkabout he is on.
Okay. Well, that's a problem. We said that if he didn't show up till the party, we would do something about it.
I would like to use positive words to reinforce that this is not a moment of panic.
This is not a moment of panic. As a matter of fact, I will look into it.
Really?
Yes, I will try to find something of Ollie's and try to see if I can get a vision on where he might.
That.
I can, yes.
Okay.
What was the last thing? Grant, darling.
Yeah,
What was the last thing that you saw Ollie touch before he left?
Oh God. Okay. So he came in through the door. He took off his coat, hung it up on the coat rack. We had a little bit of a back and forth. I said I had something for him. I had gotten him something. I said, oh shit, I forgot it downstairs. I went downstairs. I got it. I came up, and then he was gone.
Okay,
he didn't really touch anything. He didn't sit
maybe
down.
His jacket.
No, that's the problem. And he points. he clearly left purposefully because the jacket's gone.
The jacket's gone, right?
Wait, stop. Rewind. How long were
I'm
you
rewinding.
how long were you downstairs?
Oh God, I was shuffling. I'm not the most organized man in the world. It took me like, I don't know, probably like 5 to 10 minutes.
I need numbers.
5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, stop. I walk through the door. I'm here 5 or 10 minutes. I don't speak to anyone. I don't go to my room. I hang my jacket up and I leave. Something stopped him. And then he left.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear. There was no fight. I was downstairs. I would have heard if he was attacked. There's no, and he's like, as far as I know Ollie has a few, like,
if you're getting attacked. He went willingly.
Right, which is why it's like,
Okay.
maybe we shouldn't worry. Okay, maybe this is all part of his grand plan. Him and you, beautiful. You guys didn't talk for like a decade.
This is true.
Why don't we go to his room?
Yes.
We can. I did peek in there.
Let's let Ava do her thing.
Okay.
Yes, I'll go check.
And then,
See what I
Nelson,
find.
how you been, by the way?
I paid Nelson. I haven't paid Nelson from last night. I lost Nelson
Right.
money too.
Yes, I was actually going to
I
ask
forgot
that
about
earlier.
that. Yeah, you got paid too, Nelson. Money.
Oh, that's new.
Okay, I'll go look. Nelson, would you like to come with me, or would you rather stay here?
I'll come with you.
Okay. I'll teach you a little bit about something of some of my powers that I use.
Are you two like a thing?
No.
Good. Listen, this guy is like Saito's kid, so stay away. If not for yourself, at least for me. I don't want to die.
Man.
Well, we're a thing in that I'm taking care of him.
In
I'm adopting him. And Grant, do you not think I can be motherly?
I would call you mommy, but I'm not sure I would call you mother.
Well, I'll have you know I have a lot of maternal instincts, okay? And I feel them for Nelson.
If you ever want to enact on a maternal instinct, some people have that kind of kink, is all I'm saying, and I'm saying I might be one of them.
I am calling quits on this Oedipus business. Okay?
I'm not Oedipus nothing.
Okay. I am go touch Ollie's stuff, Ava, and work
I will go.
your magic.
Okay.
How are you single, dude?
It's because I just have high standards.
I ask myself that every day.
Okay. Come on, Nelson. Let's go upstairs.
Oh, she talks to you kind of dirty too, huh?
Do you ever stop?
I smack him upside the head. Get back in the kitchen. Don't you have meat to cook or something?
No fucking customers, and I'm just saying, she's talking to him like a fucking pet.
I have money. I want a burger.
No, make yourself a burger. You can't
Make
eat
me a
that shit.
burger, Grant. Get out of here.
What a good look at him. He's learning so quickly.
He's just like his goddamn father.
Look, Grant, I'm just saying. Remember where I said, let's confirm a few things before we get excited.
Isn't it kind of weird how Ollie went away and this kid showed up?
If Saito ever met you, if he even remembered you existed, he wouldn't have liked you.
He wouldn't. Yeah,
Go away.
Okay.
Oh,
He's rude.
I like this.
Strange. You know what? Why don't you and I go to the kitchen and talk about how strange that is?
Yes, let's. Oh, this is getting
Unlike
spicy.
this deadbeat, I am a manager around here, and I got shit to take care of.
Like a burger.
I want you to tell that to Ollie the next time he comes here.
Okay. I grab Nelson. We're leaving now.
Yeah, okay.
Be a good boy, along with you, child.
And onion rings.
Damn it, Dakota, turn me right fucking now. I will take care of
Turn
you.
you into what? A bigger
Whatever you
asshole?
are, yours, your grandel, whatever it is.
Grangel.
I grab him by kind of the scruff and I'm like, come on.
God, yeah, okay, just don't. All right, whatever. And the two of them kind of
This is spicy.
separate at this point.
God.
What?
Ava,
You know what?
yeah,
I
please.
pushed Grant into the kitchen and I kind of shoved him up next to the wall. I was like, what is your problem?
What do you mean, what is my problem?
You have a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, because Saito is 90% of the reason we are in danger right now.
That is not true, Grant.
That is very true.
Just because you feel that doesn't mean it's the truth.
That is not how the United States of America works.
90% of Ava's problem is Saito.
So why are we fucking adopting his kid?
Because sometimes, Grant, when you're an adult, you take responsibility for things.
I am saying let's take responsibility for our own safety. I'm not saying actually kill him, all right? I was joking. I wouldn't actually want to kill him. But like,
so Grant, you know what? Right now, you have a spot at this table. What would you do?
I would send him with a good luck pat on the back, a pocket full of cash, you got it, and say, good luck getting, what, he was trying to leave New York was the last time he told, like, well, let's send him to New York. New York, the great apple, endless possibilities, the nightlife that never ends or whatever.
First time in a while, I snatch him by like the scruff and I slam him against like a whatever rack or whatever's in here.
And as you do so, the metal pots and pans hanging rattle extremely loudly, and he's just like, ugh!
And I'm like, this is not about your petty lust for Ava. Shut your mouth. We are fighting a fucking war. And do you know what we need to win a fucking war, Grant? More people on our side.
So you just give me let me breathe just for a little bit. Let my feet touch the ground. Okay. Listen, first of all, that's fucking scary. Second of all, if all that is true, you really think Saito's kid is a good option to invest in? He's like the crypto to stock markets.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Do you know what that means?
Do you know why he's important?
I do not. You tell me. Tell me right now.
Explain it to you. I am. Okay. We're going to breathe so I don't rip your face off. We're going to breathe.
No, I don't want you to hurt me.
Okay. He matters because he is the key to the future of our kind. Keeping them in this city as part of a larger plot of our plan to run a coup and take over control of Chicago. There's going to be a point, Grant, where you don't have to fucking flip burgers anymore. Or there's going to be a point where this city never sees the sun again, and you become cattle to the worst kind. So in perspective here, what I'm saying is sometimes you gotta swallow the big fucking pill. This kid right now matters to me. So if you have a problem with him, you can take it downstairs and duke it out with me.
If I may use my words. If he is anything like Saito, and he gets us into trouble, Haley is now also on the line.
I have thoughts for Haley. To get her out of our immediate circle and put her in direct contact with the sheriff. Under their protection.
Not a bad thought if you can convince her to do it. I think she took your words to heart.
Well, if she
You told her she could get out and leave now.
Did she?
I don't know, but I haven't heard shit from her since.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to fault the woman for doing her thing. If she ran,
I just don't think she deserves to be killed in case that kid fucks up. But you're also right. He throws his hands in the air. It ain't actually Saito.
So, I gave you a chance. You gave me a chance. We're going to give him a chance.
Can we just give it? It's just not a 3-strike thing. One.
Just
one strike for him.
It's not about fucking strikes. This is not baseball.
Okay.
War. War. Big picture here. Grant, I need you to think big picture, okay?
I'm big picturing.
Okay. All right. Now, tighten your apron up. It looks weird when it hangs from your neck like that. And,
Whatever. All right, now you can just see my gut
Your
more.
waist is a little like tighter.
Yeah, well, I eat a lot of fucking burgers.
Well, maybe eat a salad once in a while. You cook your own fucking food.
Which is why I have a burger.
Or you know what? You can come downstairs with me and we
Okay,
can
how about
start
this?
working out.
Even better. You turn me, and then I'm good. And then I have everything, and I don't have to even fucking diet. You say we're part of a war. You say you need more soldiers. Let me be one.
You will literally be stuck in that body as you are.
I love myself.
You know what, Grant? Look, I am building an army of soldiers, of Gangrel.
That I can believe.
I'll make you a promise. You get fit and have the strength before being turned to be a soldier. And I'll turn you myself and add you to my army.
Now, that's the first time I've ever heard anyone make me an offer like that. Are you actually serious?
If you tell anyone, I'll deny it.
What did you say? I don't know why your voice disappeared.
The mic cut out.
I'll deny it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I ain't gonna tell anybody, but what's gonna happen? Okay, say this all goes through. And I get to be
soldiers.
Okay. Well, I am gonna go do push-ups after we close. Ollie will hate it.
Well, Ollie's not here, is he?
True. Can you smell real good?
Yes, I can.
Then maybe we can sniff him out together.
Like smell for him?
Yeah, I seen you with them ears before. I know you're like got a little animal in you or something.
Yeah, I don't like do that.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah, Ollie told me not to.
Sticks around for a while.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, the furry conventions would be like.
No, I don't want to talk about it, Grant.
I just
you know what?
You could probably make money.
The offer is made.
I appreciate the offer. I accept it. I am going to try my best.
Yep. Get yourself fit as a soldier now, and I will turn you into a real one.
Can you make sure they're not fucking down there?
What? Oh my
God.
So I got to make burgers. I got to go make some burgers.
They're not.
Okay. Bye.
They're not having.
Bye. I'm going to go cook burger. He walks 2 feet to his left.
Ava.
And then
I shout out before I come down. Ava.
Yes.
As we swing down the stairs,
We're not
we
doing
rewind time a little bit. As you enter Ollie's room that sits genuinely pretty much right at the bottom of the stairs, a door that is unlocked, you step into a rather plain-looking bedroom. There is a single bed that sits at the center, a small chest at the very end of the bed. Off to the left, tucked in the corner, is an old computer from maybe 1995, one of those old gateways.
God.
You can see the cow symbol on the bottom right, and it's all that white that was once a pristine white is that deep off yellow from just existing
Age.
for too long. However, it seems off at the moment. And a cabinet where he would keep his clothing. I wouldn't call it a cabinet, whatever you fucking call it.
A wardrobe or an
armoire.
armoire.
Wardrobe. There you go.
Yeah.
Armoire, yeah. It's less fancy than that. But yeah, it's just a very simple one that has a stained, dirty mirror on one of the doors. You do not, an immediate look around. If you wanted to do a wits awareness, you're all both welcome to do so.
Yeah. Nelson, help me try to find something that looks like it's something Ollie uses regularly or more recently or.
I don't know the guy. I'll have a look. Can I use heightened senses here?
Of course you can if you want to. There's nothing warding any use of disciplines here.
Did you say what's awareness?
Yep. If you're just doing a quick look around.
Okay.
Messy success.
So because it's thin blood alchemy, I actually I think I add, because of the heightened senses, my thin blood alchemy because I don't have auspex.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Unless it's the auspex level that you're taking that you would add as the rank.
That would work.
I think that makes more sense.
I would prefer to add 4 dice.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we can look it up real quick if you want, but I would just say go with it the way I called it for now. And
No, absolutely. Well, okay. we'll do it that way. I don't care about looking up. Oh,
sweet. Wow, you both messy criticaled, which is fucking hilarious. And
we hiss at each other.
But as Ava says that, she turns to him and gives him that instructions. What do we see Nelson do? How does he attain these abilities? Ava would be the first time I think Ava seeing this in really anything blood doing it.
Which I'm curious.
Yeah, he takes out a very small thin syringe, very much like the one you saw last night that was empty. And then he just kind of he lifts up his shirt just above his, band line and like stabs himself there and injects himself.
Like steroids.
Yeah.
And you just watch him inject himself with that thick crimson liquid that is clearly Vitae of some kind. And as he pops the needle out, he kind of straightens himself up. His eyes close for a minute. He just takes a deep breath. And then as you open your eyes, it's as though you can hear 2 blocks away. You can hear the distant conversation in the building next door. You can hear even just the very light breathing that's happening up above from that one guy reading a newspaper. Everything is in tune here. And as such, your vision in this dim light is as though the lights are on. Everything is crystal clear in a slightly black and whitish look as it is a bit dark, but your pupils dilate entirely. And you can feel running through your veins a sensation that the other kindred don't get to feel. It's tingly, almost a burning sensation that as it courses through your body until it is equally distributed. And as it runs through and it finishes, there's a sense of, like I said, that tingling feeling and power just kind of bubbling off of you. The ability to have true kindred vitae running through you, even if just momentarily, is an intoxicating feeling for a thin blood. And then you begin to look around. Ava, do you say anything as you watch him do it? All of that takes place in like a couple seconds. He just and you just watch him kind of feel it.
Ava, Ava just asks, do you have to do that every time you try to
I want to use an ability? Yeah.
And which one did you just, or what does that do for you?
It
what
makes
you just did?
My touch in particular, but everything keener, I guess. It's a trip.
Yes, interesting.
The two of you, I imagine, just kind of separate and kind of focus on the task at hand. And we'll start with Ava. Again, there's not a lot to go through. Unsurprisingly, Ollie keeps his room very tidy. There's boxing gloves that hang over his bed with a poster of what he once was. You got babyface Oliver Hopkins that stands there. And I mean, it looks like Ollie. It's fascinating to look at a picture of Ollie that has him with a normal mouth and no prosthetic or mask or the row of teeth and excessive drool. It's him from a time that feels like another reality by now. But you don't pay much mind to it and you continue looking around. And eventually, as you slide open a drawer in the armoire after opening it up and seeing his row of very similar looking clothes, something you haven't seen in a very, very long time. Ollie's original mask. Old. Wow. You haven't seen him wear or hold it for a very long time. You're not even sure where it went. He never really talked about it. Did anyone who was there when he gave it over? Was it Dakota there?
Ava. It was Ava.
Oh, it was Ava. So
when he gave the mask the first time to her to the
and that's when it disappeared. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So then Ava wouldn't have seen this until it was handed over by the witch to the witch of the yards, of which, as far as you know, it was never given back. Yeah. And there it sits. Ava maybe picks it up gently and kind of cradles it in her hands, looking at it as the world around blurs out and we take a good focus on this thing. You can see some of the dirt that still scuffs it a little bit, the crack in it. But eventually our vision is pulled away and Nelson is fiddling around as well. Nelson has popped open the chest and he doesn't keep much down here, personal affects that you're not going through too much. But the thing that catches your eye only catches your eye because it stings when you touch it. An old iron key. If the two of you don't remember, that was found in the labyrinth last season.
I was gonna say this vaguely
as your
rings
finger
a bell.
grazes over it, there's this like light burn that causes Nelson to recoil, and as you pull off what like loose clothings are there, covering it, it simply looks like a rusted old one of those iron fucking keys with like the 2 or 3 prongs that just sits there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ava, what the fuck is this? And they're like,
and that snaps you out of you, kind of like cradling the mask. And as you look over and walk over and look down, oh shit.
Yeah.
You never figured out what that did. And it never seemed to be important.
Yeah. This key. I didn't even realize Ollie was hanging on to this thing.
does it burn?
It brought us to a dark place.
Found it in a dark place. It didn't bring you anywhere.
Yes, we found it. I should actually take a look at this as well.
Do you reach down to pick it up as well?
Yeah.
As your fingers graze it, you too immediately feel a burning sensation. Your hand gets pulled back and you can see like little red marks to where your fingertips barely graze.
Okay, we can't touch this thing.
I pick up like a pillowcase or something.
So you throw it over there, and that's, rather intelligent. As you do so, you actually can touch the key without it burning. Give me a strength brawl check, please.
Me?
Yes, sir.
I have 3 in that. You better at that.
Well, you're the one you reactively did it, so it is going to to be Nelson who's making the roll.
I'm a Toreador.
Okay.
You try and lift this thing, and it feels like an anvil. You can't.
Shit. Okay.
If Ava also makes an attempt, feel free to strength brawl me. You are a kindred, so maybe it's different.
I got
full-blooded kindred, of course.
I got 1 dot, so
hey.
I'm probably not going to be very successful.
Maybe Ava doesn't try. She knows.
I wanted to I would be interested in trying to invoke one of my Auspex abilities on this key.
You would have to,
but I would have to
be able to leave your touch on it. You'd need to continually touch it, which would require a roll of like resolution and composure to maintain taking damage, because you are going to take damage. But if you can maintain control while you take the pain, you could try and last a couple rounds doing a vision. It would give you about, we're looking probably at like 6 seconds max, depending.
Did I heal, by the way, my aggravated damage?
Yep, it's all healed from that last roll.
Okay. All right. This might not give us answers on Ollie, what we're looking for right now. I'm just this is something
you're just like, it struck your curiosity. I don't know if Ava forgot about it, but it's something you haven't seen in a long time. 2 years, maybe 3.
Let's leave this for now. Let's focus on the task at hand, trying to find something that we can use to find Ollie or what he's doing. I will come back to this though. Good find, Nelson. I'm not gonna try to do anything with this key right now, but you're
gonna leave the key there. You close the chest, put clothes on it or whatever it was.
Yeah.
As you close it, do you continue to take the mask? Is that you take the mask? Or?
Yes. So the mask might help. So I was thinking of doing Spirit's Touch on it.
So that, if I remember correctly, is obviously on whatever object or whatever you want, but it gives you their emotional state at the last time they touched it, and something else. Hang on.
The user gains.
Oh, you copy pasted it. Oh.
Yes. The user gains insight not only that person, but what was done under what circumstances. Well, really. To gain regular forensics and deduction. So I'm just trying to see if there's something that I can get from Ollie in
Please
this.
Make your roll for whatever it is.
So it's intelligence Auspex.
Give me the roll. Do you want to rouse the blood?
Yeah.
You would gain 2d10? Or is it 3d10 at BP2 now?
It might be 3.
Just 2? Okay.
You do get if I'm remembering correctly, you get +1 dice when you're using powers at BP2, but that might have changed.
Okay, that might be it.
So how do I, again, on this character sheet, I'm still getting familiar with it. Oh, there's Auspex. Okay. So how do I roll from Auspex?
Honestly, I would just count the pool up and roll it flat.
I'll just 3.
Where's
3
right now?
plus 3. 3 plus 3 plus I get 1 extra for the.
Yep. So 7 total.
Woo. Slash roll 7d10.
1, 2. You can spend a willpower and reroll 3 more.
That ain't great. Yeah. So I can reroll how many?
Up to 3.
Okay.
3 successes total.
Okay.
3 successes, I believe, is like it beats the difficulty that it has. So Ava, quickly, do you take a seat and just like sit down?
Yes. And I will actually, this is a lesson for you, Nelson. I'm going to use something that I think maybe you could try one day, since you seem to have this kind of heightened sensibility. So I'm going, and I kind of just like talk him through what I'm doing, and then
Sure. None of it makes any lick of sense to you. You don't. What do you mean? You touch it, and the blood courses through your veins, and you're able to gaze past the veil of now and the past, or potentially the future. Yeah, none of that makes any fucking sense to him. He's like, okay. It's really hard to explain how these powers work unless you're a Toreador or somebody who has that ability. So you sit down, you kind of guide him through it as he looks, and I'm imagining intrigued yet confused. You gently lay it on your lap, and after you're done, we watch as both hands come down and your fingerprints are laid upon the very front. In that moment, as that blood courses through you, a familiar feeling of plunging happens again. Nelson, wits awareness, please, real quick.
Ooh, we love the wits awareness. Every time.
I want to get 1 still. 3.
You watch, but don't catch any like details. But you notice the shadow mimic her movements just a half a second behind, as it almost like reaches and touches at the same instant. Ava, as you plunge, that feeling of falling is persistent for, well, time matters not here, but eventually you feel as though you have ceased falling. Before you open your eyes, the very first thing you feel is a sort of sadness, a nostalgic feeling, but not of a fond thought, but of a nostalgic feeling in a sad. There's a word that's like escaping my lips, like it's at the tip of my tongue. Morose, melancholy, just down overall feeling. And as your eyes open, there's a dim orange glow, though you hear no flames, even if you see them. And 2 figures sat at a log that are impossible to discern. The details are blurred by wisps. They look as though they're disintegrating in front of you, yet none of their physical being truly ever dissipates entirely. You just can't see facial features or detailed movements. But with the size of one of them, you very clearly know one is Ollie. You see him cradling something, holding it, and that sadness becomes stronger, followed by a feeling of resolution, a drive to move forward, a confidence, perhaps. It kind of flows through you. And then suddenly, a clap of lightning, deafening Ava entirely. Your ears ring, and you stumble wherever this bizarre place you're seeing is. And as you open your eyes and there's stars that are just absolutely blurring your vision, you look to where you think the noise came from. And walking through the trees with the hair full of twigs, dark eyes around with the veins crawling down her cheeks, and a dirty reddish dress all tattered in twigs, but the leaves that were once there are all dead and gone. Bare branches are just mingled into her hair. A familiar fae. She looks you in the eyes. You hear her shout, "Hey!" And as you do so, the feeling of flying overtakes, the vision dissipates, and your eyes open.
The fuck? Okay. That didn't really
happened.
That took maybe 5 seconds, Nelson. Yeah, and you saw nothing. Nothing happened. She didn't get any black veins on her eyes or anything.
That didn't do much.
And then is that when did Dakota call for Ava here too, or is that something?
She did.
And then you hear Dakota's voice again. Ava.
Yeah, Dakota. We're up here.
down here.
Down here, not doing anything.
Out front. We're going for a
Okay.
ride in the boat.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you take the mask or do you place it back where you found it?
I place it back. Can I take the box with the key?
It's
you know
a
what?
chest. It's like a full chest at the
Okay.
bottom. At the
I'll
edge
come
of his
back for
bed.
it.
Yeah.
I'll come back for it.
That's an interesting thought, though. I like it.
Yep.
Ava maybe even stares at the chest for a minute, tapping her foot, thinking before she quickly turns, like, okay, come on, Nelson. And
Mhm.
you both briskly make your way back up the stairs where Dakota is waiting right there for you. You can hear sizzling of another burger being cooked in the distance.
I couldn't really find much in Ollie's room that could really help me.
It's okay. I'm fired up about something else. Let's go.
Okay.
Quickly, you leave the lights out pub, and the camera pulls above the city. We sweep across the skyline toward the lake on the east side. Zip down. We can see the dock of the boat where two dogs are trying to run to the entrance where the crawl space is, but we are too fast, and we pass by them into this underside of the boat where the three of you are gathered. The first time here, Nelson.
I'm
It's a
taking
yacht.
them. I'm going out on
Like
the
a
water.
small yacht. Yep. The boat
Okay.
is roars to life, and you all peter out toward the center of the lake where Dakota likes to have many of her
All right.
discussions. Eventually, as you get there and it's finished, Dakota enters the room again, and that's how she's like, all right.
It is time that we tell you the truth, Nelson.
Poor Nelson's like, wait a minute, there's more! Because he went through hell last night.
And in that truth, there's also a plan.
Okay.
Does Ava or Grant, fuck. Does Ava or Nelson?
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. No one, you're not allowed to ever play Grant. He'll die because of your choices. Does Ava or Nelson want to, want to inform her of what happened last night, or do you let her just go?
Before you get into it, Dakota, I should fill you in on what happened last night between
Let
Nelson
me
and
guess,
I.
He saw something. There was something intimate. It had to do with shadows.
Yes.
Okay. Guess what, Nelson? You're on the sandwich train, and you cannot get off now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years. No. But now is your chance, Nelson.
Yo, I love this. Dakota suddenly cuts herself off.
I think I already know some of what you're going to say, so it's a bit too fucking late. I made a lot of mistakes last night.
Oh.
Okay, great.
They
I
always do
promise
it
there
with
is
me.
no way you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our coterie is involved in a large-scale coup to overthrow a Methuselah that has taken over the body of our prince.
You have no idea what the fuck Methuselah means.
Well, didn't
I
we?
guessed it last night.
Last
didn't
night.
I?
Oh, I thought
we
antediluvian
established-
was what you learned.
Antediluvian was what we were
Yeah.
told. I don't think he knows what that means.
Okay,
That
well,
also is something you don't mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I have to tell you about that, Dakota,
How about
but
this,
after your story.
powerful, ancient kindred. And this bitch is out for vengeance against her sire because of some old fucking fairy tale of a myth that is so long forgotten. But she can't quite give it up. So instead, she's embedded herself in fucking Chicago, and she's working her way through the ranks for a plot to bring on an, never-ending night. We are part of a coup to stop it and seat Jackson as prince. But what you don't know is that Ava is carrying the Methuselah shadow. Now, knowing that, and having shared such with Jackson last night, he gave me an idea when he told me to kill Ava.
Ava just learned.
Ava sweats. If she could sweat, she would sweat in this moment.
Little blood trickles for
Yeah.
sweat.
Give me an idea. That would, in fact, by all means, stop her plan to some degree. And now that she has given you the shadow and taken it from Bella, she doesn't know we're working on the coup. She has in fact given us something to actually hold leverage over her.
Now, it's in maybe this moment, Ava realizes there's a kink in the plan now because of what she learned about her sire, the Sybil sire last night.
Yes.
Saito said it was listening and watching.
To Dakota, that's the first time you heard they even talked to Saito last night.
Dakota.
I'm gonna fill you in on
Dakota. So this is a good. I like where the direction that this plan is going.
Oh, I'm glad you're on board.
The only thing is, last night we had another one of those things that I have where I see things. I was trying to help Nelson feed. I let him feed from me.
Weird.
Because he can't really. He's got these little baby fangs, so he can't actually feed. So I helped, and when I did, it invoked something, and we saw Saito. And I actually
did he have anything constructive to add to our problem?
He did actually. He told me that
isn't he saying that it was watching and it couldn't hear an important factor to that? I don't know what what it means, but it seemed like it was important.
He said it was watching, and it's still not connected, but the La Sombra antediluvian has merged with the abyss, is what he told me. The one that Sybil is trying to do this whole thing with.
So can she or can she not fucking hear?
I have no idea.
You are under the understanding that she cannot.
She was, I think, Saito, I think
us.
I would say Ava would be able just to make clear it up so there's not a ton of confusion out of game. I don't want metagame people panicking about what they're saying.
I
know. I'm sure it makes sense, but because you were in a place that was either in the abyss or touching the abyss, she was able to manifest there. However, Saito was able to somehow, and he's not even entirely sure, remove her there. Which more questions, but no, she cannot out here.
Okay, then it doesn't change my plan. That shadow is a part of her larger plan. And
yes.
The two key pieces, we know, you and Bella. So
yeah.
We put a stake through your heart, or we put you into torpor, box you up, and drop you at the bottom of the lake.
Whoa.
Then we kill Bella. Both of her pieces are
gone.
Play, which allows us a advantage in at least trying to stop her.
That could work.
I'm glad you're on board. Your part in this is key.
Yes, as long as you promise to wake me up after all of it's done. That could work.
There might still be a shadow there, but while you're sleeping beautifully and getting, years worth of rest, I'm gonna figure out how to detach that fucking shadow from your body.
Yes, because the only thing is when these things do happen, when I suddenly get myself touching the abyss practically, and it happens randomly, that's the issue. If it happens, what do we do? I don't know. I mean, I sometimes get out of it, but what if she pops up and she doesn't let it happen? Or I don't know. She can't hear us. She's not here, but she's still part of me. So she may try to stop that from happening. If I'm or what if I'm in torpor? I don't know. I can dream apparently. So what if I'm in torpor, but I'm also in the abyss? Actually, that might not be that bad because maybe I'll be with Saito. So,
Oh God! Oh man, what a line to just fucking
But
escape.
as long as you can wake me
You're gonna
up.
give Dakota a fury frenzy.
Okay,
As long as you can wake me up, I'm fine with this.
I've got
Okay.
a few things to say. The truth of the matter is, Ava, you said yes. Yes, I will take your shadow on, which means you may have to sit with that for a hot minute while we figure out what the fuck to do. And my thought is the torpor idea, if timed exactly right, is like the perfect, assassination of the key figurehead in which
Yes.
the entire plot falls apart. So, I'm thinking we just and then until then we could just figure out how to get it out of your body or away. Who knows? Maybe it'll
Yeah.
die off when she does.
Maybe. Again, if she doesn't have her freaking Bella to be that.
Basically, you have her right now, and I think we can maybe help stop some things if maybe we took control. But I don't want to do it right now because she still doesn't know that we're doing anything. The coup has to happen
Yes.
at the right time.
Yes.
but I'm
Yes.
thinking it could be
Okay.
an
Okay.
option.
I
My
think it's a
other
good
thought,
option.
which is a really bad one, and would require us to get Jackson involved in a larger way than I'm ready for, because I'm really thinking he's going to ask me to kill you.
He already has, first of all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let. Yeah, I'm afraid he's gonna ask again. And he doesn't really ask twice. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay,
By the
well,
way, him asking you to kill me. Clearly, that whole thing didn't go well with the whole telling him about my shadow.
I would say that it went.
I want you to know, Dakota, that if things get really bad and you have to, I'm not.
I mean, look, if you're gonna dream about a hellscape where you get to spend it with Saito, might as well be Damien that takes my head. You know I can't kill you. Ava.
No. You have to see this through. You and Ollie need to see this through. I made my bed many years ago. I made my bed,
Well,
and
for
so
right now you may have to take a little stake through the heart for it, but we're gonna figure it out, okay?
okay.
But do you know anyone that knows anything for certain? You're saying maybe a lot. Like, is there anyone that knows anything about shadows? Is there anything that knows anyone about
There is one
how-
person that knows a lot about it. Bella. And the shadow is not attached to her anymore. I delivered a package yesterday, a small gift basket, a welcome home.
Yeah. Do we really think Bella is going to be any help, though?
Well,
think-
another thought would come to mind to you. There's also the possibility of Rudy, if you can get a hold of him.
Well,
Lasombra
we have
Another Lasombra that you know.
boy.
exhausted everything. I don't. Rudy doesn't really. I have no pull with
Who
Rudy.
knows things? Okay.
So, that being said, I'm thinking our worst case scenario is when it goes down, when we stake you, when it's that perfect time, we deliver your body potentially to the Chantry with the shadow attached and see what they can't do with it. That would be the point in which, of course, we would need to actually see Jackson so that he could work with them to make that happen. But there's something there. We have to bring somebody in that knows more than we do. And whatever scary shit they keep behind those walls, I imagine is maybe as scary as she is, and they may be able to give us some thoughts. But,
okay.
I would leave it to Jackson. I'll talk to Jackson. Don't worry about. I'll talk to Jackson.
Okay.
When the time is right. But I wanted to make sure you were cool with us, maybe putting you into torpor for a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm willing to do what's necessary, and honestly, that might actually work. So, yeah, I guess I'm fine with it. Yeah, maybe not the Chantry. Oh, man, I really wish he was here. The only Tremere who I would trust to do anything with me in
Okay.
torpor, but
That
I
being said,
okay.
I feel like,
Okay.
maybe the book?
what book?
Maybe the book has something on it.
His book?
Whose book?
Yeah.
Saito's book.
Saito has a book?
Yes,
He has lots of
I've
books.
been holding on to it. It's his notes. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, a lot of it.
Well, you're his kid, right, Nelson? Do you speak Saito?
I can translate Saito.
What do you mean translate?
He's got a very specific way of talking. Is that what you mean?
I pull out the book.
You have it on you?
I always have it on me.
Ava, we really have to talk about it's time to let go.
I just talked to him last night, Dakota. I don't think I'm going to be letting go anytime soon.
Okay, what does the book have to say?
I hand it to her. I tried. It takes time to study. It's like Zach's book. It doesn't make sense.
Can I make some kind of roll? No, fuck it. I handed it to Nelson. Why would I make a roll? Here.
He's been holding on to the book. I don't think he's going to know anything about it. I handed it to Nelson.
I think I got one look at it once, but other than that, I've only ever seen the outside of this thing.
You've never opened?
Oh no! I had it when I was No, I was. I tried to translate some stuff. I can give it another go. I
was about to say, is
didn't
it
like
written
what
in
I
like
saw,
a
though.
code, or is it like a?
Oh God, probably.
I
don't know.
I tried to use some of my abilities to try to sense something from it, and the only thing it gave me was a vision of Needles being tortured by Layla. So
I'm sorry, what?
yeah, apparently Needles could have been the one to give up information about us because Layla tortured him, poor thing. But I got a vision from Saito's book, so I'm not really sure what to do, honestly. But my visions are always weird. I just tried to do a vision on Ollie's mask, and it gave me like some past memories of him with like that fae creature. So honestly, my visions are
Ollie's
becoming
mask,
less.
He didn't leave with his mask?
No, he had his old mask. He's been keeping it in his room.
His old mask?
His old mask, yeah. He's had.
No, there's no way. He gave that mask up.
Apparently not.
Who gives these backsies?
Maybe the fae? I don't even remember, honestly.
The Witch of the Yards.
The Witch of the Yards. The Witch of the Yards.
So she gave it
Maybe
back
she
to
didn't.
him?
Maybe she
Okay,
used
you know
it
what?
and didn't want it. I'm just saying, none of this honestly makes sense. My visions are unclear. I don't know if we're going to get anything from this book.
Can I just like
At this point, I'm just leafing through it.
What
Yeah.
does it
and like
actually
trying
say?
again.
Is it like in a code, a different language?
His journal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll ask Josh, but what I've been using in my head as canon is it's a bunch of different things. A lot of it not even necessarily connected. Random formulas, theories, ideas for bloods, magics, rituals, people he knows. It's a lot of stuff. And a lot of it is nonsense to you because none of you know blood magic.
Right.
Maybe Nelson has a little understanding of some very basic ones, but beyond that, it's all befuddled too. Until, of course, you get to the page that says fucking Sybil scribbled on it.
That's the one. I put my big gangrel finger on that page there, right there, that one. We call her the Sandwich, but that is her real name.
The Methuselah.
Yes.
Okay. I will start looking at the notes around that page, see what I can.
And a lot of it is, again, things that don't necessarily make sense. Abyss is like written there. Sire ? Is written around, your typical conspiracy look at with names and questions that don't really have an answer around them because Saito didn't have a full understanding when he decided to do the ritual. And as you actually flip through the next pages, you do finally see multiple pages that all have to do with one another. A hastily written, in clear, like unorganized manner would be a ritual that he used that ended up ending his life. What little time he spent, and that's the end of the journal, is the ritual that he used to attempt a severance between Ava and Sybil, and with his roles and the messy successes or what have it, that was what ended him. But that is it.
He told me about that. He said that he used a photo of me and some blood, and he was able to sever that tie. and that's how I'm safe.
Nothing in the notes say that he thought or understood that his life was at stake using it. I'm sure Saito may have had his very like fringe case scenarios, but it was all in a hurry, and I'm sure that wasn't even on his mind.
All right.
He was a very confident individual.
And then it just says Patrick in Ava's writing.
Oh, right. Sorry, I started using his notebook for my notes. Ignore that. That's a whole different problem.
Wow. Wait. Okay. Well,
Dakota,
yes.
if what Saito told me last night is true, that this antediluvian is the abyss, and isn't Sybil trying to like confront this thing?
She's trying to have somebody diablerize the thing.
She literally has to diablerize the entire abyss, which I don't think is even possible. So,
I mean,
and Saito did say that he was that he had a gut, like not a gut feeling, but he theorized that Sybil isn't aware of this.
and if she doesn't know about this, which it made it, he kind of tried to see like this is something he figured out because he's been stuck in the abyss away from her. She is trying to confront what she thinks is a person, but it's not a person anymore. It is literally the existence of the abyss. So therefore, she's going to be in for a rude awakening when she tries to bring upon her eternal night or whatever it is she's trying to do here, because she's literally confronting the abyss itself. Maybe she's in over her head.
Yeah, but
Maybe
are you gonna tell her that?
No.
Why not? You're carrying her shadow.
Because maybe this is her end. I don't know.
Yeah, but ripping her asunder and trying to consume the abyss, what happens when it consumes her?
It'll probably consume me too, and we'll both be dead, and that'll be it. And we don't have to worry about this anymore. Then that's it.
No, then we have to worry about a night where I don't have you. That's not the solution.
Ava clapping her hands.
It's like that's it.
That's not the end we're looking for.
Yeah, it
is an end, and
yeah, an end to everything.
And certainly make certain clans way more powerful if they're survivors.
Who is there a Lasombra sitting on the council right now?
No Lasombra provision, as far as I remember.
All right, who are the Lasombras we know that are in play? Rudy,
Rose.
And another Rosa or something, or another Rose. There was like two.
I think it was
Lasombras.
just
Rosa.
Just the one.
There was the gang girl.
Yeah, Rose is a Lasombra.
Okay.
I think there's only 2 Lasombra that we know.
Let me just double check the book to make sure.
Rose.
But continue the conversation.
Rose is the Lasombra that worked for Saito.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know of that
we
one.
met her at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Where this all started. And
I think you learned of a Sierra, actually. I really think it was last season. It was a brief mention. It was maybe at the end, but there was a Lasombra contact. I think her name was Sierra. I believe I introduced that character. I could be misremembering, but
I don't remember, even if you
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We will say, your characters have learned of over the 2 years, another Lasombra by the name of Sierra Van Burris, who has been able to make her way into Chicago safely.
We don't know many. I think Rudy might be our best bet because we probably have the best relationship with him.
I don't have a relationship with Rudy at all. Maybe you do. Maybe you can talk to him. But think about it.
I could try.
If that much power comes through, what she dies in the process, not knowing that's the plan. So who gets? I don't understand. Where does it go? What happens?
I don't know.
Does it spill into our world?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know, but all I know is we may have at least one big tidbit of information that she doesn't know. I say big tidbit because that's like an oxymoron. We have a big piece of information that she may not be aware of, this whole antediluvian thing. And so I don't know. We should probably sit on it and figure out what that even means. Again, this isn't the end of me trying to go back to that place and figure out more about it. Okay? So I'm going to try to figure this out.
Wait, you're going to go back and talk to Saito again? Is that
Maybe.
Did I just make a should not understood? Oh my
Yes,
Hell,
that's right. That's
dude,
exactly what
Dakota,
it
just-
was. He's the one that's
How would Ava do that if she was to do so?
I'm gonna try to figure it out. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try to figure it out.
All right, let's I don't even know where to begin, but I do know that it only works if we can get information from Bella. I believe that Bella could be maybe
We could try, at least.
coerced into providing some idea of what the plan originally was, because if that was her plan for Bella, then it's now her plan for you.
Yeah. We could try.
How's Nelson handling all this right now?
Nelson is not handling this well.
How does he? Is he just like sitting there,
he's
open,
like-
blank-eyed?
Yeah, he's basically dissociating right now.
I love
I feel you. I feel that.
All right, Nelson, how you doing?
I'm gonna need some time.
Well,
Nelson.
remember where I said you needed to get off ship before we got to this point? You can't really turn back now, but I'm glad to give you some breathing room to think it out. The fresh air on the lake is beautiful. Very crisp.
Yeah, I'm thinking time away from this is breathing room enough for me where I don't know. I don't know if I want to reach out to the other Thin Bloods. I don't know if I want to stay somewhere else in Chicago for a bit. But this is like, you're all talking about getting yourselves killed. And I don't want that for any of you. You have been literally the only other kindred in this city that have been nice to me. And I just want something good to happen.
Well, my friend, nothing good is going to happen if our plan doesn't work.
Right. No, I'm not saying I'm not
I
in.
wish he had just left it there. Part of me was like, is Dakota just going to say, "Well, my friend, nothing good is going to happen"?
I'm not saying I'm not in on the plan. I'm in. I need to figure out my part in this though. And you've clearly got a lot to do, so I really want to be somewhere else right now. So maybe I just find somewhere else in Chicago, talk to the Thin Bloods, talk to Jackson, and start helping. Maybe see if I can find Saito.
Do you have a lot of ears on the ground, Nelson?
No, all the contacts dried up when he died.
Well, maybe it's time you started thinking about building that back up.
Can do.
Remember what we talked about last night, Nelson? Just don't. I know you're not going to run away from this, and I know you're strong, and you will get a handle on things. And when you do, just find me, okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
It's one of those no good choices things, right?
No good choices.
Silence lingers in the air. Sorry, Dakota, were you going to say
I was
something?
just going to say, well, at least you get a boat ride back.
Yeah. I say, as the silence lingers in the air, the boat makes its way back to shore. And as Nelson is getting ready to clamber up and leave, and the two of you follow, you're greeted with a peppy, hearty voice that you haven't heard in quite a while. The Harpy has arrived. Oh, Dakota, Ava, and unfamiliar face, one of Ava's boyfriends, perhaps. I'm not here to judge. Actually, you can go. You can go. I'm not here to speak with you. It's good to meet you. I'm just their friend. Don't worry. And as Nelson kind of comes down, she's very much treating him like he might be immortal or something. And as he walks by and leaves and eventually is out of
I probably back
eyesight.
it up and say, yeah, get on. Go. Like, I try to reinforce that maybe he is just immortal, so she doesn't
Yeah,
take note of
absolutely.
him with us. Yeah.
And it does seem to work. She, as he walks away, she's like, I hope he didn't have to pay too much to have a little extra boat ride with the two of you out there.
Are you jealous?
Maybe just a little, maybe just a little. Anyway, I come here to just let you know there is I wouldn't call it an Elysium, but the Primogen Council has called together the most influential kindred here in Chicago for a get-together tomorrow evening. Unfortunately, it's not great news. After a little time of investigation, and obviously we didn't want things to blow up and get too crazy. Ooh, it wasn't meant to be a pun. We learned that in the dreadful terrorist attack by the rack, our dearest Persephone was lost to the fires. We weren't entirely sure. However, a new, she had stepped down from Primogen, but a new Chantry regent will need to step up, and conversations will need to happen to make sure that ensures that takes place. Of course, the two of you are invited, as well as Ollie, if you want to go say hello to him and invite him. I'm told that he's been away on business for quite a little time. I hope he's all right. You're all invited tomorrow evening, and the council would love to see the two of you there.
We will be there.
Absolutely.
I'll write you down as arriving, as coming, and she opens up a tiny little like black notebook that she pulls out of a nearby pocket and clicks a pen, so I can mark the two of you down as yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Ava Heloise, Dakota Rain. Do you believe that Oliver Hopkins will be back by then, or should I mark him as?
No, he's going to be away for a little while.
Understood. Yes. He'll be absent. All right. Well, fantastic. She claps the book shut before she slides it in her pocket. I'm sorry I had to arrive with such bad news, but it's been good to see the both of you. We haven't spoken in some time. You've been rather busy. I can't help but be so proud to see where you've come. I remember when you were just little nothings. And I remember the first party you tried to throw, Ava. It was adorable. I'm so glad I was there for that.
Yes.
They don't know the fun they had. They missed the other kindred, but certainly now your parties are a bit more inviting to those with power here in Chicago. I'm so proud of you. Anyway, I'm getting talkative. I have to go. Have a great evening, Ava and Dakota, and I'll see you around. I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll be there.
Yes.
Bye-bye. She like pushes us up to her like the ball of her feet, and she waves with a giddy smile and quickly turns around as a dark vehicle with tinted windows pulls up. She quickly throws open the back seat and scoots in before it rolls off quietly with her.
Well,
shit. Persephone
is the only influential person that was killed in that bombing. Then it was an attack against Persephone. Sybil is reseating head of Chantry. Question is why?
Yeah, and who will take that place is the question. What other Tremere do we know? If any. Well,
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Till next week, everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, as there's that lingering question, the camera slowly pulls back from a confused and tense duo, and we fade to black. We'll be back next week with another episode of SOS Season 3, y'all. Goodbye.